man.
Morning, everybody. Hello. Lern's the disaster.
Hello.
What's happening?
I don't know.
What happened?
My jacket is on the ground. I have no headphones on.
Well, you were talking about going to the Italian bakery yesterday, and you got all flustered.
I did. I started talking about cookies because I'm off the wagon, and it's fun.
And you got my favorite rainbow cookie.
I did. And it was delicious. Well, here's what's funny is I went, because I got my hair done yesterday.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thank you. And
It looks the same.
does it? I got a little highlight. I know. Rafe is
highlighted.
my
It
bestie.
looks the same.
So
Fucking dope.
I go to Saturn Salon. My stylist is Jacob. Shout out to him. Went there, got done, decided I wanted to go buy some candles at Maven on the hill.
As one would.
And it's her shop. My friend Kate's shop is right across from Vitaly's Bakery.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go in there and get myself a nice little assortment. So I went in and I just ransacked the place. I got like a little box of cookies assorted. And dude, I bonged those things on the way home.
Well, let me ask you. So, is that the kind of bakery, like old school Italian? I've never been there.
Oh, yeah,
Old school Italian bakery.
Oh, yeah.
Where they have the white box and they'll take the string and tie it.
No, this is, they used to have better boxes, I would
You know what I'm
think.
talking about? It's like the
Yes.
red and white
Yes.
thin string that they wrap and kind of tie. How do they tie this? I don't know.
This is just clear boxes, like plastic boxes. But there's little Italian grandmas that work there.
Oh.
And
the
so
best.
and it is so good. And you go in and like I think I spent like $12 and I just like went and picked out all my favorite things like an apricot cookie and the anise cookie that tastes like licorice, but I don't like black licorice, but I love like
Those are
Egyptian
good, though.
licorice tea and stuff. Yeah, so good, dude. So go there sometime. You'll have to go.
When it's on the hill?
Yeah, it's right in the heart of the hill.
It's right
Heart of the
across
hell.
from. I think that's when I went. I went and picked up your candles at Maven, and that's the day I bought all them rainbow cookies.
Oh, that's right.
I went way overboard.
One ham on the
I think I
rainbow
ended
cookies.
up with like 2 dozen cookies.
The best.
It was out of control.
Those
I
rainbow
had some
cookies.
cannolis. I'm not gonna lie. It's an old school. There's like 30 display cases full of treats.
Yeah.
They're not effing around at
In
Vitalis,
glass,
but-
like under
Oh, yeah.
glass.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can get like meatballs and
Rows and rows.
they have homemade pasta sauce. It's not just sweets. Like they have like a little counter where you can get frozen meats and different things that they've cut. The fact that you've not been there is quite surprising.
No, I haven't. I don't
Go to the
spend-
hill very often.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
When we lived in South City,
I'm
Right.
just
you know,
surprised
we were there a lot.
25 years ago.
it's not beckoning to you in
Right.
the night, like the call of the void.
Right.
That's the Riz.
Come to me, Daniel.
Come to me.
Come home. Come home.
Come home, son,
Come home.
Daniel.
If you built it, he will come. When Vitali built it, he was hearing whispers about you. Go
One
the
day,
distance.
the chosen one will walk through the door.
You will feel like you're back in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those types, in my opinion, one of those types of
Because I love
bakeries.
Di Gregorio's.
yeah.
That's
I love going there. And
That's a good
little
spot.
Italian market. Take a number.
Dude,
that.
I went on vacation to Mexico with the guy who owns Di Gregorio's, like that family, because we had a station trip at Keishi and they signed up and went with us. Couple of the funnest people I've ever
Really?
met in my life. Yeah, are the Di Gregorio's. Yes. So even
Kinda
like,
have
I
to
wanna
be-
know
You can't have
them.
that last name and not be
I want to
fun.
know him.
I know.
You can't be like, I'm Dave Di Gregorio and then be a stick in the mud. You
Right.
got to kind of be a fun person.
I want to walk through the door of Di Gregorio's and they go, hey, there's no.
Everybody knows your name.
I do feel like
Yeah.
Is there, well, let me ask you this question. Is there any place that you walk through the door and they go, hey, I don't have that in my life?
Yeah, like the bar I used to work at, Fallon's, down here.
Used to be Lion's Choice for me.
Do they go, hey? More when I walk through, they're like, oh,
Oh,
No, what did we do?
no.
oh.
Woofie's does that for me when I walk into Woofie's.
Hey, that's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Did they really? Hey, I would love that.
I feel like there's going to be a day at Vitali's when the times are tough and the sweet ladies are going to be like, I don't know what we're going to do if we don't make a big sale soon. We may have to shutter our doors forever.
We're one cannoli sold short of making our rent.
I know there's going to be having a bad month, and then you're going to hear clink, cling, and turn around, it's going to be you, and he has come, and then one of everything. One of everything! You're going to turn into like the Willy Wonka of that place, dude. Come in a top hat. Just fill your top hat with rainbow cookies.
Does the Hill ever do like a taste of the Hill?
Yeah, I think there actually is something called
I believe it is that.
Taste of the
I've
Hill.
never done such thing, and I feel like
They
you want to
block
eat
it
around
off.
Italy. That might be a nice, something to
a
do.
nice thing to do.
Yeah.
They do like a bike ride bakery hop thing once a year because they block that whole. It's a pain. They block it all off.
Well, they also do the boxcar races. I think still
Well,
there.
maybe that's it.
Yeah, we almost bought a house on the hill once.
I love it.
That'd be cool.
The realtor was like, "You're Italian." Literally said it that way.
Italian.
You're Italian.
That's nice.
Emphasis on
Italian.
the I. Would you like to see a house on the hill? It just at the time it was not. It was not feasible. Couldn't swing it. But yeah, would have been.
Problem with the hill is
Interesting.
it's one of two properties. It's like a shotgun house that hasn't had any work done on it since 1920,
Right.
or it's wildly expensive.
Yeah, this was one of those shotgun houses.
And
that
they're building.
needed-
I don't know how I feel, dude. They're building all these new cookie cutter. They're beautiful, like townhome. You know what I mean? Like
On the hill?
new construction. You buy it and they build it, and they build it straight up. It's like shotgun lit, but it's 3 or 4
Well, I love the
stories
people
tall.
that are like, "Oh, you're killing the character." Well, then you buy a house.
Right.
Then you buy. Go ahead.
Yeah, do something.
You buy a house then.
You got a lot of words.
This
No
thing is
need to
falling
attack
apart.
me.
This house was
You
built
don't
in
need to attack.
1910.
You don't need to attack me just because I don't like the cookie cutter new construction.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rafe. Do something about it.
Yeah, do something.
Well,
Go
Buy
get
one of those houses
Maybe I
that was
will.
built
Go-
in 1910.
Maybe I
Go
will.
Get you some bricks from the East Coast, from the.
Maybe I
30s or
will.
whatever.
Go ahead.
I'll start
Fix it
today.
up.
I'll
Go
just-
ahead.
What if I just start taking bricks from all the tornado homes and I just start unlicensed and I just start building something?
So every night you take a little.
Just 3 bricks and a little bit of mortar, and every day they're like, this house is slowly growing. Like a little red brick igloo.
And then you go declare, "This is where I live
Then
now.
I'm like,
I declare.
squatters' rights.
This is where I live now."
I want to find some old law on the books where if you build a brick igloo and on the hill, and you can
on
prove
Shaw.
Italian lineage, you own that property. It's like the movie Far and Away.
Yeah, if you build a brick igloo on Shaw and can prove that you have Italian in your lineage,
There's an old,
it goes back
there's an
3
old
generations.
homesteader's law. Anything west of the arch, technically you can plant your flag if you have Italian blood. I'm going to look it up. I'm going to
Look
look
it
it
up.
all today.
God,
Go ahead.
God.
Go ahead.
Shout out to the hero in my neighborhood who, before we were off the air yesterday, found the pothole, aforementioned pothole I mentioned that was a half a cone deep and spray painted a giant penis around it.
Well, yesterday,
Because it was there when I went home yesterday, and I'm like, people
I
work
love people.
fast on this show.
yesterday we were talking. So Pennsylvania has this initiative. There's a small town of Pennsylvania. They have this initiative. It's called the Fill My Holes initiative, and they got a website, and it's very tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
So Fill My Holes, where you go onto this website and you could say, well, I have a hole, on this street and this street, and then they'll. Hopefully the city sees it and then comes and fills your hole. Well, Lern had just a funny thought, like fill Mo holes,
Yes.
FILLMO as in Missouri holes. So what if we did that here? And turns out nobody owned fillmoholes.com or .net or .org, and we
Right.
jumped on it.
We did.
Copyright 2025. Phil Mo Holes. All rights reserved.
Fill Mo holes, so we jumped on it. We also have all the social media handles.
Yep.
And
Look at that. Phil Mo Holes. Let me know if you have any questions. We even have a little chat bot.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
so the Riz Show wants to fill holes, and I think today we're going to get the site built out. It's happening. So come probably next week at some point. We're going to encourage you, the Riz Show listener. So if you only on the Mo side,
Only on the Mo side. Do not Illinois out.
if you are on the Illinois side, I'm sorry, but this is not for you.
Yeah.
But if you have a Missouri pothole you would like to highlight, we're going to ask you to send your photo in to philmoholes.com, and we'd love to feature your hole on our gallery.
We would. Also,
wait.
shout out to the Poser Company who follows us on Instagram, who created a line of graphics for us, including T-shirts that actually look very cool.
I know. This
Yeah,
is a
I
whole
saw
thing
those.
already.
This person did such a great job, and I'm so impressed. And I showed my husband the shirt last night. He goes, "I'd wear that shirt."
I know. Well, and it's funny. So Moon is, Moon was the one that kind of quickly, and you were great at it, by the way, very quick on
Using my credit card to buy
using
something.
your credit card.
Swift.
I'm great
That
at
thing
that.
came out like a woman uses a credit card. Like, oh really?
You were on.
Buying
Moon was on.
something?
So, his name is attached to, the domain and everything like that. So you got no less than 100 emails yesterday with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I had to create a new folder so I could start dumping these things because I can't read them all. I'm not kidding. And it's almost like I know when the podcast is dropping. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so the podcast dropped probably around 10:30, 10:45. We did this about 2 hours in because right around noon 15, here comes another set of 70 emails. Just broop, and then a half hour after that, another 70.
Right.
And then it just kept going. And throughout the day, I was basically tracking podcast listening by my batches of emails.
Right. But yes, no, and you know what? It just shows the enthusiasm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of questions, a lot of addresses, a lot of I love this.
Yeah, so if you'd like your hole featured on our Filmo Holes Gallery, we'll let you know when we're fully active. It should be within the next couple days.
Yes.
Yeah, most people know at the pace in which we're working here, and they listened and they went and they sent us a message that was fairly appropriate, and some were like, "Can you get this done by tomorrow?"
I mean, come on.
Or like they put an address. Somebody would put like,
Sure.
"We need this one done now. Put us to the top. Can you make this one priority?" I mean, there was a lot of demands.
Now, by no means.
Which, by the way, I feel for MoDOT after.
Yeah, by no means is this like when we post your hole.
I'm not coming out to fill
We're
it.
not. This doesn't mean it's getting filled.
I might go to Home Depot and get some cement and just.
I'm sure
I'll put a
MoDOT
vest
doesn't
on.
want you doing that.
Dude, you got to read some of these
we have the
emails.
We don't know. Maybe I'm really good at filling holes.
Give me an example of like
Oh, dude,
there's a lot of
hang on,
anger,
hang
by
on.
the way.
Okay, let's see.
We're not taking responsibility for filling the hole. We're just featuring the hole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just like to promote the hole.
I wasn't sure what to do with the first few hundred, so I did delete those. But let's see. Let me go down. I got to find the folder. Okay. Well, we have about, I would say, 60 different submissions for logos. And
Which, thank you.
Some
Some
are
of
great.
them are terrific.
I found a nice hole for you to fill. It's admittedly on the Illinois side, but you can handle it.
No.
This is
I-
not fill ill holes.
I know the Riz Show is an equal opportunity hole filler. This lovely day ruiner goes clear into the sewer system, courtesy of Alton, Illinois. Get out here, sent by carrier pigeon. And then a picture of, I mean, it does look like this goes to China. This is a heck of a
okay,
hole.
so let's make a decision right now.
Look at that hole.
Are we taking ill holes or
No.
just mo holes?
I feel like they could do their own thing with like fill holes.
Illinois.
Like
Illinois hole. Illinois.
Illinois.
fill in holes so ill or
Okay,
whatever.
so should I respond to Matthew and say, absolutely not? This really does. I mean, if you look at this thing up close, it goes. You can see the sewer pipes under here, and then
That's
it goes
ridiculous.
further
I know,
than
that's
that.
ridiculous.
What is that? There are
That's-
people down there.
When does a pothole become a sinkhole?
That's the sinkhole. There was a body in there probably.
At
and
what
it's been
point does a
extracted.
pothole become a sinkhole?
Yeah.
I got one from Lern, by the way. So Lern definitely tested out the site.
What? No, I didn't.
Oh well, somebody put your email in it.
What?
So someone put your
Okay,
email
whatever, man.
in the response. And I thought, oh, Lern's out there, just testing things.
What does
making
it say?
sure-
Is it obscene? It's like fill this hole.
No,
And then it's somebody
no.
bent over.
And it's
It
her
was just an
butthole.
address, and then said, then had your email.
Huh. Wait,
Not
there's
your
an address? Oh.
There's an address where the hole is.
Oh.
We got
your
we got
home address.
No, not your home. The hole.
I was
We
gonna say,
got-
No
holes.
potholes.
The holes address.
Let's see. Here's more submissions. 94 in Kings Highway, St. Charles. Need some holes filled. At least 3 or 4. It's like damn Skid Row.
Yeah,
in
and
life.
by the way,
That's from Sharon.
encouraging you to safely take a picture of your holes.
Yes.
Sharon's clearly never been to Skid Row, but
Right.
I appreciate your 4 potholes.
Here's one from Corey that just says, "Hi guys, Team Riz."
Hi.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
Corey. What's up?
Well, we'll get the thing running. Our web department, they're going to develop the page, put it up there. We're not programmers.
No.
I went into ChatGPT to try to build some code for it.
Oh, you did, huh?
I tried, and it failed
What,
miserably.
to give you Python code?
It was not good. Well, I'm going to leave it to the experts.
Okay.
But it was funny trying to talk to the boss about this.
I was going to say, I was sitting there for that when you broke the news to Tommy the boss about, hey, but can we expense, we have a domain. And he was like, excuse me?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a whole...
Oh, yeah.
Legal's
well,
been a
when
real
do
problem.
you expense it? Give me the money when the money hits your
No, I'm going to
your
forget.
account.
And I'm going to give you your $20 back,
Thanks.
and then I'll expense it. Hubbard.
Yeah, it's
Hail
been
Hubbard.
approved.
Hail Hubbard.
Yeah, to try to explain that to the boss. All right, listen. Well, first I go, did you get the show today? No. Okay. Listen, we bought a website domain. It's a Phil Mo Holes. What?
Yeah.
And add a context that sounds odd,
Right.
but it's a pothole thing. Okay, it's fine.
All right, let's go down this
All right,
road.
let's go down this road. Yeah, so approved.
Here's what it says: if you come to North County, you can make a killing filling holes with asphalt. We
You know
could
what?
turn
I
this
just
into
might.
a business.
I need a side hustle.
Yeah, you need a business.
They don't want you doing that.
They don't. Dude, hot chicks filling holes.
My goodness.
Hello. We got hot chicks serving wings. We got hot chicks in a barista drive-through. Hot chicks construction worker get-ups. We are in cool boots. We are practicing safety, and we are filling your holes.
As much as probably the community at large would like for hot chicks in bikinis to start filling
Bikinis.
We'll get the
No, no, no,
driller
jean-
thing, and we'll just be.
Tattered short jean charts. Come on, this is
okay, wait.
Missouri.
You know, the
bikini
Hooters
tops.
girls' outfits
Yeah,
kind of
well,
match.
well,
Driller thing.
We're not in Florida.
What is it?
The jackhammer?
The
Bikini
jackhammer.
Oh, bikini top.
Bikini
I knew what
top,
you meant.
jean shorts, hard
Orange
hat.
vest.
Well, think about the Hooters
Yeah.
girls need a job, and they have their orange outfits already.
That's right.
That's a great point.
And
Great
we'll,
point.
and
It
we're not,
matches the
Yeah.
cones.
and it's not just for looks. Like, you want to come talk to us about women's lib? Like, we will. You know what I'm
No.
saying? We'll jackhammer, and we'll also tell you about our history. Okay.
And we're putting the Hooters girls back to work.
That's right. There's so many chicks out of work right
We're
now.
putting them back to work.
Saving them.
We'll get, and by the way,
It takes
we
a
will
village,
get
guys.
every hole filled in record time because women are great at efficiency
Yeah, yeah.
and getting
Now,
ish done.
Let's get this cleared by MoDOT, and we'll be fine. Because I'm sure they would love for unskilled laborers to be touching roads.
We'll
Well,
call
who's
it
the worst?
HODOT. Let's go.
Who
'Cause
said
I am
anything about
pro-ho.
unskilled laborers? I mean, come on, man. Lern's the foreman. She knows what she's doing. She's going to go
Yes.
out there and mix concrete.
How many
and
holes
stuff.
have you filled?
Are you kidding me? Look at me. None.
Hey, man. Everybody
I
has
was
to
going to
start.
go a different way
I'd be
by the
too.
confidence. At the beginning of that, so confident.
Yeah, made a
Took
big
a turn.
Made a big turn.
All right. Somebody just said, I will buy Philinois.
Fine.
Philinois. Let's
Go
see.
ahead.
Philinois.com. Let's see if that one's taken.
Fill.
Yes.
Phil.
You see?
Illinois.
Just got back from Illinois.
Like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally Illinois with an F.
Phil. Philinois.com.
Ah, that's available as well.
Dang.
Does that mean that can't reach this page? It says, but does that mean that
Hang on.
it's available?
And
I don't know if we could expense 2 websites.
it's available.
Somebody's going to have to just step up.
We could sell this one for.
How much is this for?
$17 a year, it seems. Let's see. Don't miss out. I'll click that. Adding to cart. Looks good. Keep going. $44. Same thing.
I got chicks already on the text line saying, I'll come help. Hot Chicks Unite. What up?
I mean, do we buy it?
I mean, listen.
Do we buy this one too?
This is slippery
I
slope.
don't have feeling. Do I have to have another discussion with the boss? I'm like, hey, man.
Maybe. I mean, doesn't Riz at philinois.com sound like a great email? Continue to cart.
I guess we could extend over to the Metro East,
I've got my wallet right here.
right? We could, just in Sauget. Like, just.
No, I mean, we could go as far east as Glen Carbon. I don't know.
Oh, my God. That's
Yeah,
the
we are,
cutoff.
we're taking on an entirely new
We
state.
should go
here.
up to, what's it's called, with the horses. Because we always.
Oh, Quincy?
Quincy, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Quincy. I don't know. It was funny yesterday. I to the boss. He was not in his office, so I texted him. Hey, can you swing by my office? Just want to have a conversation. What now? I bought this website. We need to expense. I don't know. I think we should include Illinois holes.
I
in
could
our
get it for
Illinois
10
holes.
years for under $200.
That's a deal.
Say the word. I'm a click away.
No, can't do it.
Nah.
Oh.
Release it. Release. You buy it then, Scott. Go ahead.
I said, oh.
You buy it.
Somebody get on that. Otherwise, we'll only be taking Missouri Hole submissions.
I think we should take ill holes too. I'm
what
just
are you
saying.
thinking?
We got so many listeners in Illinois. I mean, that is kind of, we're excluding them.
We are a St. Louis radio station that does service other cities as well. So, just saying.
The website will be complete soon. You'll be able to submit photos and addresses. Right now, it is rudimentary. So stop hitting the gosh dang I have a question button. I have enough of those emails. Thank you.
OSHA would have a problem with the outfits that you plan on wearing to fill the holes.
Who does?
OSHA.
Why?
Well,
Okay.
send them over. We need
Well-
somebody else to help fill this hole.
Well, in the meanwhile, keep drawing those spray painted dongs around potholes, and maybe we'll see. I'm gonna see if it works.
Yeah.
It was 2 potholes in a row, and it was a very long wane.
So somebody in your neighborhood drew a dong.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
My potholes that I'm going to fill will be filled with amethyst. So we will have pretty potholes,
That's
like
an
this.
expensive.
you know?
Expensive
Of
hole.
you could, like,
extremely
lay
sharp
on it.
crystal.
Yeah.
Expensive.
No, we'll grind it up.
Not in weight bearing crystal that will.
Good to shred your tires as soon as
Or
as
quartz
soon
or
as you go
whatever.
over it.
Okay, we're using all the pretty stones.
As soon as you drive over and shred your tire.
Yeah.
Or you get good luck and you feel
Or-
healed.
okay, I don't think a shredded tire is good luck, but I don't know. To each their own. I do want to bring this up. Bartenders have been complaining about something that's happening with Gen Z at bars nowadays. Would you like me to start a tab? No.
Yeah, I read this.
Did you read this?
Yeah, it's odd.
If you've been out to a bar lately, maybe you've noticed something. Gen Z doesn't like leaving their bar tab open. And bartenders are not happy about this.
It's annoying.
Here's what's happening. Unlike millennials who are pretty confident and comfortable handing over their credit card and keeping a running tab all night, Gen Zers tend to pay for each drink as they go. No open tabs, no put it on my card and I'll settle up at the end of the night. Just quick transactions, drink by drink.
And I think it's because they're not drinking as much. And so if you leave your tab open, that kind of gives you a leeway to buying more drinks and maybe going overboard. Is that?
It's budgeting.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Budgeting. Yeah, bartenders say it's slowing things down. Every time somebody wants a new drink, the bartender has to ring it up in the process, and they have to process another payment instead of just adding it to a tab. Multiply that by a packed bar, and you've got a lot of extra swiping and waiting.
It's odd to me that we haven't had the technology of the magic market yet, like we have at City Stadium and whatnot, where you just don't even have to do anything. You just walk in, grab your stuff, and get out. Where we wouldn't have like a little magnet thing. Like, what's it called whenever you just set your card on the card swiper thing?
The tap.
The tap, yeah. Like, why don't we just have a bar tap and there's no sort of transaction through a cash register at all through the bartender, that it could be faster paced that way?
I'm sure there is that somewhere.
Also, you don't have to worry about tipping that way. That'd be
Yeah.
And
fantastic.
you still have to tip.
Oh,
I mean, you get your card back. Most places, most of the point of sale machines now, you just swipe the card, hand it back, and now it's on file. That way, if you get drunk and walk out on your tab,
How many times does that happen?
they close it out.
Ah, damn it! I left my card.
A couple of times.
And a lot of people count on, don't even come back.
What?
When I used to work, there'd be like an automatic 20%
Yeah.
gratuity if you don't come back and close it yourself. And a lot of people would just open it and never come back. And
Which
just
I
be
think
like,
is
put the
reasonable.
20% on, close me out at the end of the night.
Yeah.
I think if you leave your card, 20% is reasonable. If they got to close you out.
Bless you. Yeah. It is annoying when you come up and it's a busy bar and you're like, I'll have a stag, $1.75, tall boy or something, and then you want to run your card, but you have 10 of them. And I'm like, I ran your card 10 times tonight. Sometimes it'll cause depending on the credit card, it can cause like a fraud.
Oh, because so many times it's been charged. Yeah, one bartender said, told the New York Times, this was a bless you, and there's a big New York Times article about this. One bartender said, these kids have never learned the proper way to be a barfly. So why does Gen Z do it? Some of the reasons seem to be about budgeting. A finance professor explained that Gen Z likes to know exactly how much they're spending drink by drink instead of risking a big surprise at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. That's always fun, too.
Yeah.
The surprise. We're having a good time. The drinks are flowing. Want me to buy you a drink? Put it
Oh,
on my
yeah.
tab.
I was the king of the...
Put it on my tab.
Don't miss that.
Others are saying it's about convenience and security. They don't want to lose their credit card or risk somebody else using it if it's left behind at the bar. Some just want to pay and bounce whenever they feel like it. And of course, this has sparked plenty of online debate. Some folks say Gen Z should learn bar etiquette and keep the tab open. Others say bars should upgrade their systems so customers could get their cash back right away, their card back right away, or pay digitally, like Lern says. And some suggest a classic fix. Ready for this? Just bring cash. But there is a generational divide here.
Yeah.
A generational divide here at the bar.
Well, I wonder if it's a tip hack, too, because depending on what you're ordering, you get a $4.75 drink, and then you tip a quarter and round up. You know what I mean? Like, rather than having to tip on a big bill at the end of the night and do the math, I wonder if a lot of these youngsters are using that as a way to, tip less or, do a tip hack. Maybe. I don't know. I'd be curious to know.
We're not living in the same world, so expecting the same behavior is ludicrous. It's no big deal. Observe the changes.
Roll with the changes.
Yeah, roll
REO
with the changes.
Speedwagon.
As REO Speedwagon would say.
Adapt or die, you know what I'm saying?
Anybody ever work at one of these, toddler play places?
No.
Oh, God.
Toddler, what do you mean toddler play?
I don't know, like one of these indoor play centers.
Yeah. My sister did.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, my sister loves kids, and so that's why she became a family lawyer, but also she worked at the YMCA, and she'd babysit all the kids while the parents worked out and take them to the pool and have little day camps and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those kind of places.
I mean, I worked for the Y. I ran the latchkey programs. I was a day camp director for many municipalities here. It was a big part of my youth jobs.
How about one of these places? And I remember, my wife used to take the kids to, these, the toddlers would run around, and there would be the ball pit, and there would be, they could do little gymnastics and hang from things. And
Like Discovery Zone used to be.
Yeah. And if I would ever go to one of these places with the kids, I'd go, God bless you guys.
I know.
I can't imagine what you guys have to go through and what the cleanup is like.
Oh, yeah, so many peed pants, dude.
So many peed pants.
Throw up.
Oh.
Crying. I mean, every bodily fluid.
All the bodily fluids. Oh,
these poor kids.
God.
Hey, anybody that was raised in church, maybe not anybody, but most people that were raised in church had to work the Sunday school at some point. You know what I mean? While
kid
everybody
rooms?
goes, everybody goes to service, you're watching the
You got to watch the kids.
babies
while
and the
parents-
toddlers or whatever.
God.
Yeah, and that's a free for all.
Well, let's talk about the reality of these indoor play places, okay? Because if you've ever braved one, if you've got kids, and maybe you took, and I'm sure you took your kids to these kind of places when they were younger, it's basically the Hunger Games. And you know why? Because sometimes the parents need a rest, and that's a place where they could just let the kid go.
Yeah. It's one of the first places that your kids are going to encounter bullies too. You know what I mean? Because there's always the kid that's like, I'm going. And knocks your kid out of the way to go down the slide again. And you're just like, man, do I let my kid handle this on their own? It's kind of a social experiment.
Social experiment. Also, and you'll see parents on the sidelines just, this is finally an opportunity for the kid to maybe burn off some energy, and I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, they turn their brain off. Or they're on their phone now.
And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It's a whatever thing. It's just parents from every generation used to take their kids to the park and it'd be the same thing. Now there are these fancy indoor places. Anyway, I mean, there's a lot of snot. There's a lot of sticky fingers. Everything's sticky. So picture this. This woman named Emily. She's a mom from Melbourne. She takes her 18-month-old daughter to a local play center for some good old-fashioned fun. But then things take a turn when her friend's kid suddenly gets sick and throws up all over the foam mats. So Emily's friend's kid throws up all over the foam mats. Like any parent in crisis, Emily's friend grabs some baby wipes and does her best to clean up the mess. But let's be honest, there's only so much a baby wipe can do.
Yeah.
There's only so much a baby wipe can accomplish against a full-on toddler stomach disaster. So she goes off to alert the staff, expecting them to step in with some professional-grade cleaning supplies. Instead, the staff hands her water, paper towels, and a spray bottle and goes, you got to clean it up yourself.
That's odd. I mean, is there some sort of rule about that? I would think not.
So Emily's friend explained she needs a minute to change her daughter out of the throw-up clothes, but the staff insists, nope, this needs to be handled right now.
Wow.
By you. So Emily, volunteers to, help with the cleanup duty while the friend tends to the kids. So once the mess is mostly wiped up, they let the staff know it still needs a deeper clean. The staff repeats they can't do it. They're not going to do it. Emily even mentions that the kid had peanut butter for breakfast, so and if there's an allergy risk, we need some industrial grade stuff. And as they're leaving, they're wondering, is this a normal thing? Are play centers actually this unsanitary? How much cleanup are these places doing themselves? Or are they all leaving it up to the parents? I don't know.
I don't either, and I'm not sure I want to know. I don't think most parents want to know. This is out of sight, out of mind.
I think so too.
This is ignorance is bliss, baby.
This is where kids build their
bliss.
immunities.
Yeah, I'm here because I need a break. Don't make me think about something else or worry about more. Get out of here. Just do the basics. Give me the illusion of safety. I will subscribe to this illusion.
Hey, there's no sharp edges here. There's
Yeah, I subscribe to the illusion. That's why I'm here. That's why I paid you $7 or whatever so I could get in here. Just do the basics.
Ugh. And just hearkening back to those times, bringing those kids, and you touch something, you go, why is everything here sticky? And then you ask yourself, when was the last time this was cleaned? And then you don't want to know the answer.
Well, I mean, my kids are really into the trampoline parks. Not as much right now, but this last 10 years, I've spent a lot of times in these trampoline places. And they're great and they're whatever. But it grosses me out to see people taking their shoes off and all that kind of stuff. And the one consolation I have is that most of them got to buy socks every time. And these socks are fresh or at least, presumably unwrapped and some other things. That's the only thing that I got going for me in my mind.
Right.
Going, at least these nasty feet have a barrier on these places that I'm jumping down on, and you're landing on your back, and there's feet all over the place. How often are they actually cleaning these trampolines? Have you ever seen one get mopped?
I mean, maybe it's after hours.
I know, but what I'm saying is, I'm wondering, and then I cut off that wonder. I stop that wonder because I don't want to know. I don't need to know. Chances are, whatever answer you give me is not going to satisfy
It's not
me.
going to be acceptable, regardless.
Exactly. So,
and the kids seem to be enjoying themselves. So let's just.
yeah. So I tell myself
fine.
that everybody's walking around with new socks. It's fine.
And we're all building our immunities.
Yeah, and it's a sterile environment in here.
That's it. Well,
Everything's gonna be
for the
fine.
record, the play center's owner later chimed in and said the staff aren't allowed to clean up vomit in case it's contagious.
I see. So that's the rule.
So they provide supplies for parents to do it themselves, then disinfect the area and sanitize everything at night.
All right. Well, hopefully that's well known. I mean, they're not trying to be rude. They just have a rule in place. They're trying to keep
Yeah.
their staff safe.
Seems like a good standard.
Yeah.
I like
it.
it.
Sucks
It's all
for a parent, but
Clean up your mess.
you're
Yeah,
used
but
to
if you're-
cleaning up their puke anyway.
If your kid throws up, that's on you.
Yeah.
Or duties their pants, that's on you.
But you could be helpful and a little bit more it's how you
Right.
talk to them. They're obviously in crisis mode. They don't know what's wrong with their kid.
Oh, God. Thank God we're out of that phase. Man.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about you with your kids and their ages. Your daughter's getting ready to go into high school.
Yeah.
Your son just started driving. And you and your wife are going to have empty nest syndromes in a matter of years. And that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And because I live that every day, you go through this wave of you had these little babies in your home, little kids going through all that, and then they're gonna leave. That's crazy to me how that has
It's
to feel
going to be
as a
soon.
parent.
It's going to be sooner than later. And
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, party!
yeah, I
What
think it's going to be cool.
are you going to go to the lake more? I feel like we're going to have more good
I
times
think
in
we're
the
going to
future.
be doing more things.
Okay,
Yeah, I just shimmied my shoulders as I said that. I think we're going to be doing more things.
Yeah.
chill.
I've been a parent since 1998. I've been a parent with children in the house
Yeah.
since 1998. When the last one's out, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I
Well, and then you
know.
brought, with your wife who brought younger kids into the house.
Right.
Now you've extended it.
I've extended it. Yeah. So I mean, think about that. I've had this thought many times. Is a huge part of my identity
I know.
is a parent in a house with children. So when that does not exist, how will I handle
Yeah,
it?
who am I now?
Who am I? What am I?
You're a cat owner. We know that. You're going to get a
I'm
cat.
gonna be, yeah. When my daughter, who's allergic to cats, is out, you get
Elizabeth-
replaced with a cat.
Elizabeth said, it's wild, Riz, but you'll love it. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine you like catching the cradles playing as you close the door on the girl. She'll probably be the last one out. Cats in the cradle and the sieve. Bye, honey. Have fun at college.
And then Lil Wayne just
Click.
claps
As soon as
on.
it clicks, it's like, luck be a lady too. You spin around, get out a tape measure, start measuring like you're
No, I tell you what, as soon as that door
getting
shuts,
an air hockey table.
the for sale sign hits the front lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to
Us-
renting.
us
Going
too.
back to renting
Us too, bub.
Migration. Nice.
or condo.
I thought you were going to buy a bigger home.
Yes, that's all right. More room, it's spread out.
Let's get a pool and a trampoline now.
No, yesterday. So it's spring break. My son's got a good job, and
You got the villages on speed dial. As soon as you close the
Right,
door on the
have a
girl.
place.
Hello, Florida.
Hello, the villages. We'll take it.
so my son says, he goes, hey, we're all, me and my buddies are gonna go play paintball on what was yesterday, Tuesday. So this is Monday night. He's talking. Me and the boys are gonna go play paintball. We've got 10 of my buddies. I'm signing us up now. I go, oh, you're gonna go up to Wacky Warriors up in Wentzville? I'm like, cool. You'll have fun. He goes, no, we're gonna go to extreme paintball. I go, in Millstadt, Illinois? He goes, yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, we're going there. I go, who's driving? He goes, I'm driving.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
He's living like the 90s.
He did it. He went. I was like, it's fine. But it's funny because all the buddies have, they all just turned 16.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's the 6-month window. You can only drive with one other person in the car. So they had 10 guys go and 5 cars.
I love it. It is like the 90s.
That's
Yep.
good.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's
10
amazing.
guys go and 5 cars. But they made it.
That's good.
I do like those restrictions. We never had those. But, they just threw us to the wolves. Oh, you're 16? Here you go. Here's a license. Do whatever. You can do whatever these other people that have been driving for decades can do. I like the restrictions. It's important, especially with the distractions.
Yeah,
and
with the
that.
distractions, and I'm okay with it. And he went with his buddy, and they were fine. Go on an adventure, it's all right. But brings me to this point: when we just turned 16 or 17 or whenever we got our licenses. I'm trying to think. When I was 16, there was no. Was MapQuest a thing? When did MapQuest become?
Yeah. I'm younger than you, but I
Google.
remember printing them.
Google wasn't even a thing. When I was touring, we're talking 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, those years, we were using MapQuest to print out.
When were the MapQuest years?
96 is when it launched.
Yeah,
Okay,
but that-
so I was
but we weren't
16 in 94, 95
Yeah.
when I got my license.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember going to the library at school to print out directions for things.
Okay, so how did we get around? How did we find things before?
You had to ask
Waze.
questions and know things.
How did we get around before Waze? Before turn-by-turn directions? Before MapQuest?
Dude, I'm the old man chirping to the kids, like, constantly, like, hey, do you know what direction we're facing? Like, no, why would I know that? Like, but because you got to know this stuff. Hey, what highway is this? And what direction
So
does
you
it face?
so you try to pound that into your kids'
Yeah,
heads.
and they're always like, Dad, we won't need this. We have the apps. And I was like, what if a solar flare takes a satellite down? Don't
need to know how
wanna-
to get to Gravois.
Yeah, don't you want to know the basics of how your city is shaped?
Do you remember on road trips? As a kid, my dad would have the big Rand McNally map in the glove box.
the Atlas?
I mean, he had the Atlas too.
We had one in the trunk. You
had
always had one in the trunk. The big one.
The spiral bound one.
No, I don't know if it was spiral.
My dad had the spiral bound one with the map of every state.
Our glove box always had like 15 different
But
states in there.
the glove box had the foldable
Yeah.
one that nobody ever folded back right.
I remember being very nervous getting the atlas out like that and the maps, what you're talking about, and going like, how am I supposed to know where to go ever? Because it was so over-consuming when you looked at that. And trying to find the little streets that you need and
Or you would
longitude and latitudes.
You would ask somebody for directions.
Yeah, and
Right.
all you needed was the basic keys: north, south, east, and west. Just know that. and know that, we are west of this river and east of this river. So if somebody says go 270 north and west on Olive, I have a general sense of what
even
that
if
is.
somebody asking you, ask somebody for turn-by-turn directions. Or make a left on, Locust, make a right on,
You'll see the
Pine.
big boy statue, turn right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, landmarks were a big deal for me when I
Blue
started
house,
driving.
green door.
Yeah.
That's how I found places.
So when the boy was going to the paintball place in Millstadt, he just, how you getting there? What road are you going to take? Are you taking, 40, taking 44? I mean, he's like, well, tells me to go 44. I mean, it's all laid out on there, and the car tells him when to turn.
GPS is an amazing technology.
But listen, cell phones have made it so that nobody remembers phone numbers anymore, right?
Yeah.
GPS made it so we're useless without maps. We're useless. There's a new poll out about navigation skills. And are you, Moon, are you confident you are an excellent navigator without turn-by-turn GPS?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm pretty confident.
You're confident? Learn, are you confident? Are you confident?
No. I mean, I could get around here, but if you take me out of St. Louis, no, I'm going to be a mess.
I would say I'm fair.
I hate to
I'm not going to say excellent.
Yeah.
Would you say, okay, excellent, good, fair, poor, or terrible?
I'm excellent.
Excellent.
And I hate to sound like a Boy Scout, but it's like it's a be prepared mentality. But at the same time, I traveled the planet,
Right.
the planet, before cell phones, especially before GPS, or like even when we had it here. When I went to Europe, my phone didn't work. I was dropped. I flew by myself to what was it, Brussels? I think I landed in Brussels. Had to take a train to Antwerp, and nothing was in English. I legitimately had to just kind of figure it out, get on trains, and then whatever station I landed in, I had to look at maps and then figure out where the venue was. And you just do it. And I'm in random Europe.
But let's just say here in St. Louis.
But what I'm saying is that trained me. And then I'm bored on tour. I wake up at 7:30. Well, I got nothing to do until 9:30 that night. So what do? I wander.
Yeah,
and
I
when
get that.
when you wander, when I'm wandering for the first time in Berlin, I have to start noticing. Okay, the sun's over here. There's east. There's west. Blah 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 blah. And otherwise, I get lost. I don't even know how to get back to the venue. So you get you start to develop a sense of where you are at all times. How many lefts? How many rights? How long I walked? You know what I mean? And that trains you to kind of feel out any sort of place, new or old.
Okay, but here in St. Louis Metro, if I said from here
McCausland and Lindell,
yeah,
and take a right.
Can you do it? I mean,
Sure.
And you know all the major thoroughfares.
Yeah, I could do it. Don't forget I was bus driving too.
For St. Louis, I could do it. But, I was at the Hill yesterday, and I didn't know where I was going, and I didn't want to stop for this train, so I took a detour, and I found my way to 44. But it's because I've been there enough. So
You know
around
what
St.
direction
Louis,
to go.
Yeah, I would say I'm good there. But then, we went to the hospital the other day, all of us, and, I didn't know how to get back down to the lobby. Thank God for Rafe, right? I mean, it's like if I've never been somewhere, I'm a mess. But
I would say I'm not excellent. I'm still learning things about the city, even 20 some odd
St.
years
Louis
on.
is a tricky city because it's triangle shaped.
Yeah, it's a river
It's
city.
not really
It's
if
not
you
gridded.
go from downtown to west, it's not on a grid. So you might take a road, especially when you get down in South City. You might think you're heading west, but you're heading
But you're not. You
southwest.
turned
and
around
you pop
somehow.
out at a place you didn't expect to be.
Well, I'm still figuring out this road connects to this road.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a typical river city. So when a city is based on a river, the river is winding, and typically all the roads and the streets and the directions are windy as well.
they're
you
not.
go over Springfield, Illinois. It's literally a grid. It's like somebody just went.
Well, it's like
Detroit, Missouri is a
New
grid.
York City too. New York City is a grid. I
New
mean,
York's- New York's easy to get around in because it's numbered.
well,
All you gotta
streets
do is keep
streets,
track of north,
streets
south.
run east west.
Right. And they're numbered
avenues-
as you go up.
Avenues run
Right.
north south.
If you're on 45th and you got to meet someone at 42nd and Lark, you know you're going south.
Yeah, even numbers run one way. Odd numbers run the other way.
Yeah, there's a code. There's
There's
a
a
grid
code.
and there's a code, and those are all the things you need to know. You can get anywhere.
Here, everything's French and triangle shaped. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
I got to get off on Monastery and
And Des Perez, what?
And Des Perez, and then you pop out and you're like, how'd I get in Afton?
Well, and then it's also the Illinois connection because we call it 40 on the Missouri side,
Right,
but
and
64
throw
over
in
there.
that.
And then we have like Olive turns into Clarkson. So you have all these weird, and like 270 turns into 255. Like you have all of these weird transitioning streets.
Oh, there's the windmill in South City.
The Bevo Mill?
The Bevo Mill windmill. There's like 9 streets that intersect right there, going every direction.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I dropped you off there and I'm like, get home, your son would cry. If I just dropped him off and I was like, now you have to get home, you can't look at your phone.
Dude, the sign downtown at Ballpark Village that has like 40, 44, 7 with all of the highway signs.
That's absurd.
And you're going, what? Like if you didn't live here and know what that actually means.
The one part I told him when he crossed the bridge, when he got past the state, because you got to go 44, and I think you got to hit up where the stadium is and then go across the bridge.
Yeah.
What bridge is that? The Eads Bridge?
There's the Eads that goes into Sauget, and then there's the Martin Luther King Bridge that's north of that.
But then it splits off into like 4 different roads.
Yes.
Each going a different direction in Illinois. I go, that's
yeah.
going to be your tricking part.
Yeah.
I go,
Well-
that's where your navigator, his buddy Eli was with him, his navigator. I said, this is where you bet your boy Eli better step up.
Yeah, co-pilot.
Well, and there's
And be a
codes.
co-pilot.
There's codes to the numbers as well. You know, a 3-digit number starts with a odd number or an even number. Those are all telling, directionally speaking, and all
Yes.
that. There's state routes, you know, which obviously it's the number within the state, and that can change once you cross the state line. There's the interstate, which means it goes
Well,
across
and also,
multiple
but
states, and
you
it's
got to
blue
tell
and
somebody
red.
who's never been here. So my brother drove in a couple of years ago, and I'm like, all right, take 40, east. And he goes, what?
Yeah.
4, I don't see that.
40 is a state
You
route.
see 64.
Well, 64. Okay, 40, 64. Fine.
Call it that.
Fine.
Yeah. Do you guys have this? And I know I'm assuming this developed from wandering in foreign countries. Like there's kind of like a compass in your head, like a natural compass.
Yeah.
So when you are going a certain direction, you turn left. You're like, now I'm west.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I mean,
the
there's-
sunshine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like it's like a subconscious thing where you're always tracking yourself as if you're a compass.
No.
I think
I
it's
do that.
also you were a kid that
Psychos.
played in the woods a lot, you know? And so you kind of learn all the directions to get yourself back out. You get lost on purpose, and then you know how to get out.
Right. The sun, if it's sunny, I understand where I am always.
I have a habit left. Oh, wait, you're waving your hand.
No.
I just mean at
I was
any
gonna say,
given point, I
None of
feel
this
like
around
I'm-
here makes sense the way this city's laid out.
No.
It doesn't make any
I
sense.
mean, Limburg goes, every direction possible.
And
I
then
have a-
and then changes into Kirkwood Road and then goes back into Limburg.
I'm an excellent orienteer. And part of it's military, like reading military maps, but part of it also is like I've had a habit since I've Hansel and Greteled it since I was a kid. That's how I knew where we were in the hospital the other day. I don't trust my cognitive. Moon was it's not an east-west thing for me as much as like I'll do landmarks and lefts and rights. Where I'm like, I know we came down, hung a left, walked past these, like I kept a mental map when we went up to the hospital room the other day.
We went to go visit somebody.
And I knew when we came out.
Yeah, you're always breadcrumbing.
I'm breadcrumbing it. I feel like I have like a spelunker. I have
was
an invisible red string that tells
Scott
me
and
how
I
to
were
get out
the
of the
dopes that
cave.
didn't even know where the hell we were going. Scott and I parked like 4 buildings away, idiots.
And then started yelling at me.
Right.
It's already
Moon
on,
and I
though.
got there perfectly fine. Rafe then showed up, and then
We were in St. Peter's. That's a foreign land to me.
It's foreign, and we followed GPS like dummies.
Well, and then you got to play, you got like Olive turns into Clarkson.
yeah.
And then you got 100 turns into Manchester. And then you got Old Manchester. And you go, what the hell's going on over here?
Right.
But I know I took a ride at the Mobile on the Run in the Lion's Choice intersection. So I'll know when I go back, that's where I got to hang a left.
And then I got Lion's Choice after.
I keep I'm still doing the old 90s direction.
No,
where
and
it's
you know,
like,
and
turn
it-
left at the Dairy Queen. I still have that little like analog code running behind the GPS for me.
It's bad for me because I rely on my ways all the time. All the time. And I'm losing my ability to figure out where I am.
You need to raw dog your life a little bit more.
I do.
My best friend, she and I Marco Polo every day, and she will crack herself up because she has her GPS on to go very simple places that she's been before.
I do too. I do it all the time.
Do you really?
You know why? Because
I'm
it tells,
sure a lot of people do.
Because it tells me if there's speed traps or
Yes.
if a road is closed or there's traffic.
And I like that for my traffic anxiety that I can get. If I can take an alternate route, I will.
I'll GPS my way home every day from here. You don't turn it on?
Really? No, I don't turn it on
don't
because
do
I
it
have
for
3
that.
different options. Like if I go, here we go. If I go down Olive and I see that 270's backed up, I'll get off at that Ladue Road and then I will take the back roads to Ellisville.
But how are you going to know until you're on 270?
Well, usually I can stay in the right lane and I can go straight to Ladue and I don't have to get in all
but
that.
there are times where I've not turned it on and I've been screwed.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Damn
just
it.
go off road. You know.
Well, you don't have to put in your address. So you can just have it on the CarPlay, and it'll show you if there's something.
But it doesn't know
congested.
where I'm going. If it knows I'm going this way, it'll reroute myself.
I'll do it by myself sometimes if I'm in a part of the city I haven't been to and I'm going home and I don't really have like a time schedule. I'll be like, I'm not turning it on. And we'll see if I can find my way. I test myself.
Oh, no, I'm a psycho. I get anxiety.
I accept that I could possibly get lost or it might take me 20 more minutes and I've gotten burned on it.
It's not the getting lost for me. It's the, there's going to be an accident that I didn't know about because I didn't turn the thing on.
Yeah.
But that's what my trick in LA was I wanted to be off GPS and maps and stuff like that within about 6 months of living out there. So you just go driving and get lost on purpose. Then eventually you find a road. You're like, I remember this place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you get
that's-
yourself going and you just know every back road, you know every alley, you know it all in no time.
I'm
Yeah,
just
the-
going to chance it. It's going to be available
The
all the time.
best / worst part that happened when the GPS thing became a standard in the car was realizing that I've been taking the long way the whole gosh dang time. Because that's the
Yeah.
problem is you find a way and you're like, oh, now I know my way. And then GPS basically teaches you that you've been adding 6 minutes to your trip for 20 years.
Yeah, moron.
Right? And then you follow that and then you realize like, oh man, I could have been doing this. I could have saved a year of my life.
I don't know. Is anybody else with me? Like they turn it on all the time? Do you turn it on all the time, Scott?
It just depends, I guess, on which direction.
When
and
you
I
go
do get
home
burned
every
'cause
day.
I don't have it on all the time,
No.
no. Because
I'm the
if I'm
other
going
one.
out to
First
Chesterfield,
thing I do.
I never do. Then I hit traffic a lot.
I get annoyed because it interrupts my music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on sometimes and turn it off because I get pissed because I'll be like, it'll be right either during a podcast where I'm like, it's getting right to the good part, and then it'll be like, turn right in a quarter
No,
mile.
I don't have it on that. I
And
just
I'm
have
like-
the
The
alerts
visual?
only. No, I have it just is alerts only.
Oh.
So you can put it on. Don't give me the turn by turn. Just give me if something's going on.
You know what your deal is you don't like to waste time. And that's probably where that is deeply rooted in you, where you think, okay, if I have to be stopped by an accident, that's going to cost me 30 extra minutes or
Are we
whatever.
all? Don't we all?
I mean, some people are more, like if you don't have anything going on, but I feel like you are constantly
no,
wanting to
I'm-
get
I'm
on to the
furious.
next thing.
Somebody's
Yeah.
arguing with us saying that St. Louis is 100% set up on a grid. You're like, yeah, when it can, but not
That's
in
not true.
general.
Both sides of the river come in at a triangle.
It was retro.
There's 3 bridges. There's no way it's on a grid because there's only 3 bridges.
As the county started to develop and they started realizing, oh, this place is growing and moving west,
And this
and
person
they started to grid a lot, but not
is this
originally.
Eric. He says he was an ambulance driver, so he would know.
I was a bus driver. I mean,
12.
You're
he's
a car
got you,
driver.
12 years.
well, you got me there. I did not drive an ambulance for 12 years. Some of it is grid.
Well, I'll tell you what, dude,
Some
I'll
of it
meet
is
you in
not.
South City at the windmill and you show me the grid. Because I don't know if you know what grid means. If you mean like, yes, things intersect, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, go to Springfield.
But it's not square.
I mean, Springfield, it is north, south,
it's impossible to
east,
get lost.
west. That's it.
Yeah. Detroit's like that too. Like the mile, it's miles from downtown. 1 mile road is 1 mile from downtown. 2 mile road, it makes sense. Like you can go to Detroit and get around within the first day of being there. Numbers go up, and then the mile roads go east and west from the city center.
Yeah, there are gridded segments. We're not going to argue that.
All right, if
Yeah.
I asked you right now from this spot right here, Lern, get me to the Fuddruckers in Sunset Hills.
Okay. All right. So you're going to go Olive west to 270 south. You're going to get off on 44 and go east.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get off on Watson Road and go right into the parking lot. That's where Fuddruckers is in
Nice.
Sunset Hills.
Wrong.
What?
Fuddruckers is closed.
Whatever, dude. The building is still there.
Grab some Lion's Choice.
Go to Helen.
Actually, you know what? And that's my point here. Actually, so there's a new place going in the Fuddruckers.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And that was the last Fuddruckers in the area, by the way.
That's a hopping corner now because of Bass Pro.
Yeah.
Bass Pro's, on the other side of Lindbergh.
You know what we're talking about, Rafe?
Yeah.
The Fuddruckers. Well, let's R.I.P. Fuddruckers.
Doggone it.
Dude, you keep saying it, and I can't tell you how much as a kid I was like afraid to say that word because I thought it sounded like a vulgar word. Fuddruckers. Huh. Scary.
That's by design, I believe.
And that was, I think, the final one.
There's a joint chiropractic by there The Joint. I used to go there. Get
And
tuned up.
And then you stop by.
Get tuned up and get some tater tots the size of your head. Why not?
They had a
hood.
fried onion block there.
Oh yeah.
They were like onion straws.
I think I had a birthday party or two, because we were South County kids. Grew up in Crestwood. And At Fuddruckers was a perfect last minute. Oh, we need a place to do this birthday party, lunch or dinner or whatever, for kids.
So next week, next Wednesday, 18th, next Wednesday, get ready. Because the new Shake Shack is opening.
Whoa!
Wow. You're
The
kidding.
old Fuddruckers. Yeah.
They do new build or is it the same?
No, it's at the end of technically that big strip mall thing with Redco on the other side.
They said it's taking over the spot that was once home to Fuddruckers. So to me, that says they're in that building.
Yeah, it's on the north side of that building.
You can
Right-
see it from the road.
Yeah, it's right next to the Lion's Choice drive-through.
So that'll be a new Shake Shack
Okay.
location.
Cool. That's a good spot. It's a good spot. It's just south of Kirkwood, accessible from the highway. It's all in Lindbergh. You got Bass Pro. There's a long, maybe Texas Roadhouse or something.
Well, there's
or other.
that Twisted Steakhouse, right? The Twisted Tree right there.
I don't know.
Is there?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that steakhouse right there, attached to the hotel.
There's the Victory Men's Health. There's
There's Helen's. You guys are missing the best part
Yeah,
of Sunset
Helen's.
Hills.
Helen's.
right down the road.
And if you ever need a nurse, there's a place called Nurse Finders.
Okay.
Okay,
That's a good
great.
spot to probably
Good.
find nurses.
What about Naughty Nurses?
That's a different company.
That might be.
So the new Sunset Hill spot joins 6 other Shake Shack locations across the St. Louis area. Central West End, Ladue, De Pere, and Chesterfield, plus their stands at Enterprise Center and at Lambert. So congratulations. If you're craving those Shake Shack burgers and those fries, you got a new place to check out next week.
cool.
Speaking of fries, okay, and the controversy, guys. Controversy in the fry world because there is a new ranking of fast food French fries.
Okay. It's our annual argument.
Well, so a restaurant supply company analyzed more than 40,000 Yelp reviews that mentioned French fries across 21 major fast food chains. And what spot has the top French fries? According to, and I'll tell you this, McDonald's came in second to last.
Oh.
So of 20,
Good. It's about time.
of 21 major fast food chains, McDonald's is 20th out of 21. That's not right. That's not right.
They're really not as good as everyone says.
They are good.
I love
They're good if you eat them
McDonald's.
5 seconds after they got out of the fryer. If they sit for 2 minutes in the bag, they're trash.
And
They're
if you
not
don't
good,
mind
man.
aftertaste, like that has a weird buildup of strange flavors.
Here's what my thinking with this is. I think McDonald's has set the bar so high for itself. I think that people are more likely to complain on Yelp if they aren't great.
Yeah.
So that's why they'd be mentioned. Whereas people are less likely to be unsatisfied when they're going to more, I don't know, consistent, quality-focused places like the place that's at number 1.
It's the size of the fry for me. I like McDonald's size fry. I don't like a wedge or
Oof.
like a steak
Depends.
fry.
Depends on how it's done.
What about a crinkle? Because Shake Shack's number 2.
Yeah, I'm not like when I was a
suck.
kid, I loved them, but not anymore.
Shake Shack's number 2
Crinkle
as far
fries are supposed to be served off your grandma's cookie sheet
yeah.
while you're
Sick from school.
Exactly. And that's
coming
the
out
only
of
way they're good.
Coming out of an Orida bag.
That's
Yes.
right. That's
Yeah.
the only way they're good.
And they also need to be slightly oversalted.
Yes,
Of course.
because they're so dry.
So what was number 1? And I wholeheartedly disagree with this.
I would say
Like an
If you disagree-
Arby's?
show me Chick-fil-A waffle fries.
Chick-fil-A was number 5.
Don't say that word.
Don't say what?
She said, that's enough.
Arby's number 8.
We don't need to say that word.
How about Penn Station?
Penn Station fries are so freaking good, and nobody talks about them. They're so freaking good.
Five Guys.
Ooh,
Five Guys, again, overrated, not in the top 10.
What is
About
it,
Wendy's?
Wendy's?
I'm glad. These aren't my
Hardee's.
choices. This is what I think people said.
Hey, I used to crash hard on BK fries because when they
changed them.
they
They're
were
good, man.
garbage. And I had them, like last year
They're
or
good.
so.
They
and
totally changed their fry game.
they did, and they figured it out.
It's good.
BK not on the top 10. In fact, BK is the third worst.
Right.
That's
Above McDonald's.
KFC was the worst. McDonald's, Burger King, Churches, and Popeyes. Those are the 5 worst.
Hate my fries at Popeyes.
why are you getting that crap? Why are you getting fries there?
Where?
What? At Popeyes or
Part of a
comes with the
meal.
meal.
or Lee's? Yeah, but you don't need that.
Lee's potato
don't need
wedges
that.
are not to be trifled with. They're amazing.
I'm just saying, like they
Don't put that
There's a
on
reason,
Lee's, brother.
I'm just saying that there's a reason that their fries aren't great because they don't need it to be great. I want people to
Lee's
focus on
potato
what they're
wedges
best
are
at.
Good, dude. Soft in the middle, crispy on the outside, and dipped in honey mustard.
It's too much for
Take you
me.
to a whole new place. They're skinny wedges.
The best fries on the
They're not
planet.
like the big fat boys. They're like skinny wedges. They're good.
The best fries on the planet that are going everywhere are Wingstop fries.
Wingstop did not make the top 10. I will tell you, it was
Wingstop and Penn Station are impossibly good.
In-N-Out was number 1.
No, it's dumb.
And In-N-Out
okay.
fries are not
Novelty.
great.
That's a novelty.
In-N-Out fries are not great.
They're
Their
not
burgers
bad.
are good.
In-N-Out fries are fantastic, but they're very
Yeah.
specific. You have to know what you're getting.
They're shoestrings, right?
No,
They're like
I wouldn't
McDonald's
say
fries.
that.
I think they're the same thickness as McDonald's fries, if I remember.
Same thickness, but there's like they cook them in vegetable oil. There's a different sort of
What about
crunch to them. There's like a texture to them that's very unique.
I don't know. I've never got a good fry. Whenever I go to In-N-Out, it's
did
like,
By the way, I had to try Steak and Shake because they switched to beef tallow instead of oils, and I must say their fries are pretty dang
not make
tasty
the
now,
top
and their
10.
burgers were phenomenal.
how about them Rally's donut fries?
Rally's number 10.
Yeah, underrated.
That is a great spot.
Freddy's
Freddy's are
They got
good.
great
were number
fries.
3.
Freddy's are very good.
Yeah, they win.
And they're salted right as well.
Bojangles was number 4.
Bojangles.
I don't know nothing about Bojangles.
Chick-fil-A 5. Raising Cane's 6.
They have fries.
better
That's
be
a
good.
crinkle cut
You
fry.
better be good at something.
Yeah, no kidding.
You just put your hand up like you don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it. But I endure the crinkle cut fry at
Nice.
Cane's. It's not my favorite, but I do enjoy their chicken fingers.
While we're on
Thank
the
you.
subject, and I hate to do this, I tried out a place we've talked about that we always forget is there. I did it for the show, and I have to give it 2 enthusiastic 4 thumbs down.
Oh,
Mr.
where?
Good Sense?
No.
Slim Chickens.
Oh, really?
Oh, where's that at?
What is Slim Chicken?
It's by Webster. It's like
They're
Shrewsbury
popping
and
up.
Webster, right? There's one right there.
Don't do it, man.
What? What happened
where's
to you?
some chickens?
It's by the old Denny's. Off
Oh,
Hampton.
okay. Off Hampton.
Oh yeah, that's where.
Okay,
It is.
down the hill.
Before you hit Manchester off that hill.
It's down the hill. Okay.
And it looked great. They have it set up just like a Chick-fil-A, like 2. I'm like, oh, this place is probably popping, baby. Went there, no one was there.
Looks
I was
nice from
like,
the outside.
Looks great.
Been to that old Denny's many times.
What's the deal?
The chicken was hard as it's just like a chunk of chicken with like a hard casing over it. It was like,
So what'd you
it was
do?
hard as a brick.
Did you do tenders and wings? You do sandwich or how did you get it?
I did the tenders.
What shape?
I did the 3 tenders, and then I did a couple of wings.
Oh, chicken and
Look, this
waffles.
tender mac bowl looks pretty darn good. And I'll tell you what, southern sides like the fried pickles.
Yeah, I don't know what part of it's disgusting you didn't hear, but
I'm just asking if we had a variety of.
I did. I did the 2 things that should matter. I did wings, and they were hard as a brick, overdone. And then I had the chicken tenders, which should be good
Tender.
at a chicken place, should be good, and they just weren't that good. And they felt like someone took a real hard piece of chicken and there was nothing tender about it. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so nothing tender about
They
the
used to call them
tenders.
chicken harders because they hard, dude.
Bummer.
It looks nice from the outside.
And I don't mean to besmirch if you work at a Slim Chickens. I hope that they are doing well. But man,
Because that Denny's, by the way,
hurt my feelings.
that Denny's, and it's been closed for a couple of years. That Denny's.
Because you go to a new place, you're like, you're hopeful. You're like, I may discover something awesome, something new and awesome in my life, and then I did not get that.
Do you know that Denny's? The one that
Which-
was there is on Hampton.
Yeah, it needed to close.
Didn't they have an issue down there?
It had many issues.
Right after that Drury issue.
The shooting?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Were there? I don't know if
Do you remember
there was.
that?
There was a cleanliness issue for sure.
Oh, okay. It was like within the same year of all that gnarliness happening down there. I was like, what is happening
we
in
lived-
Hampton in 44?
We lived right. Our old house was over there, and like it was. If we were out late, that would be either Courtesy or Denny's down the street were the only
Yeah,
places
yeah.
open.
Yo, we had a spot. We had tables at Denny's Midland. We hung out there. I don't know, every other night it seemed for a couple years there. That was our
Great
spot.
Still going strong over there.
Is it? It was just like a hidden gem, dude. You want to talk about it like a Denny's that feels like it's your place, like a Cheers type Denny's. It was the Denny's on Midland. That was the zone.
Sonic fries. Somebody's saying Sonic fries are good.
Wouldn't
I've had
know.
those in a long time.
October 2003.
I don't think I've ever had Sonic fries. Hardee's was number 9, and then Checkers Rallies was number 10. And one more thing on the food tip locally here. If you'd like to support your neighbors, Dewey's Pizza is stepping up for helping families affected by the tornado. Tonight is their give back night. So from 4 to 10, Dewey's will donate 20% of all sales from all 8 area locations to the Gateway Region YMCA's Tornado Relief Fund. So the money raised will go towards emergency essentials like food, water, and supplies for families hit the hardest by the May 16th storm. So if you want your pizza to make a difference, just order from the Ellisville location, Edwardsville, O'Fallon, Kirkwood, Southampton, St. Charles, University City, and Webster Groves. I do like me some Dewey's.
Yeah.
There's Socrates Revenge. That's my favorite pizza there. Or the Bronx Bomber.
Very good.
The Socrates Revenge is good because it doesn't have tomato sauce, and I don't get agita after that.
Nice.
But if I'm feeling like, hey, throw all caution to the wind, you're going to go to bed with heartburn, the Bronx Bomber.
Nice. Good for you.
Hey, can I say something real quick before we get too far out of this?
Yes.
I'm getting message after message after message about how I'm such an idiot and I'm directionally challenged and blah, blah, blah.
Finally, somebody else agrees.
Because on the traffic report, I refer to 270 as east or westbound. Listen, man, I'm just reading the official traffic report.
Well, on
I
some
know
parts
that the majority,
it goes east and west, and
I know,
north it goes east and west.
I know the majority of it from what we understand and experience 270 is north and south. I know that.
Maybe these people only know 270
What do you mean by these
going north and south. They've never been up there.
Up there or down there. But what I'm saying is the official report that I must read off of this says eastbound or westbound. I'm not making things up. I'm not in a helicopter. I'm just reading. Okay? So stop yelling at me. I get yelled at every day about this. And I get it. You're smarter than me. And have a good day. I'm just reading the gosh dang traffic report.
I'm thinking that these people have never been to the part of 270 that has gone east and west.
I'm going to take you to the rage room.
I'm just letting people. I got no
Everybody's
rage.
got a little
These
pent-up
folks,
rage.
These folks just hate me for it, and
they know
hate me
everything.
for something else. I'm sure there's something.
I got
much
called
better.
a gremlin earlier, so I'm off to a good start.
And I apologized.
What a good word. What a silly word.
If you know what, I would love to be a Mogwai, and if I can't be Gizmo, I will be the trashy gremlin with the red lipstick. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll date you all.
I'll be the one in the coat smoking a cigarette going,
Just don't get you wet or feed you after midnight.
That's
We all
right.
know the rules. And it's brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Riz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990 from Hillsboro. Nicole Hosang.
Yeah, Nicole.
Remember the day? Nicole has been listening for a long, long time. If she misses a show, she goes back and listens later on. So she don't miss anything. Starts her day listening to the show on her commute to her first job. And then the podcast if she misses anything. And the number 2 show on her way to her second job.
oh, how appropriate.
Congratulations, Nicole Hosang from Hillsboro, our Team Riz Member of the Day. Get super sweet Team Riz Member of the Day soccer jersey. Get yourself signed up 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with your crap on celebrities and a couple things. Smoking is back. I don't know if you read this story. Smoking is back in pop culture.
Great.
And
Black lung for all.
a Florida musician is honoring his uncle's metal legacy in a very strange way, and we'll talk about it next. All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
Rest in peace to a music legend and also RIP to one of the coolest at MTV. Stranger Things spinoff coming our way. Robert Eggers is coming for Christmas, and movies to watch tomorrow as it will be Friday the 13th.
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthdays. We got the porno birthday. All that and more next in your Crap on Celebrity. Stay there. All right, welcome back to the program. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Ultra Studio Cams. 1057thepoint.com/Riz. The socials at RIZZ Show. Your emails. RizShow1057thepoint.com. Send us a text right there at 314-649-DUMB. What?
The fillmyholes.com website. We're even receiving emails now and messages from roads themselves.
Oh, the roads
Oh,
are
270
emailing.
checking in?
No, this is not 270. This is Schaefer Road. I reside in Texas County, Missouri. Some refer to me as North Main. I'm coming to you in hopes that somebody can help me. I used to be a well-traveled road back in the day. I mean, it goes on and on about how this road is now feeling like a neglected stepchild, is being passed around, needs a total makeover.
Well, listen, when we get the site up and running, fillmoholes.com, Schaefer Road, send us some pictures, some selfies if you would.
Yeah, some old photos of your glory days, you know? See if we can fix it.
See if we get you all patched up. Are you into unique guitars, Moon?
Oh my gosh, yes, very much so. I have a problem. In the last couple of years, I've really dove in headfirst on some wacky guitars, and I found myself falling in love with some really weird guitars and kind of leaning towards those for almost all my shows.
This
now.
is the wackiest guitar I've ever seen.
Is it the George Costanza one?
No, this is.
Oh my
this
gosh,
is-
have you seen that?
No,
I'm going to need to see that.
I'm going to need to see that. But let me tell you about this one. So there's a guy in Florida. His name is Prince Midnight. I'm not sure if that's his real name. Prince Midnight. And he is a musician from Tampa who decided to honor his late uncle's heavy metal legacy in the weirdest way imaginable. He built a fully functional guitar out of his uncle's actual skeleton. Oh,
Ah!
that's the uncle talking.
That's awesome.
That's the uncle.
Yeah, I think this
you see
guy.
this?
Yeah, I did. I did see this. I thought this was an older story, though. I feel like this has happened before. with
No,
the
this is, I saw it for the first time. So this is a fully functional guitar out of his uncle's actual skeleton. It's a real playable Skelecaster. That's
Hold
right.
up. The ribs, right? The ribs
Yeah,
are a
it's
big
guitar-
part of it.
Yeah, it's a guitar made from real bones. So here's how it happened. So Prince Midnight's Uncle Philippe was a huge metalhead, and he was the one who first introduced Prince Midnight to the genre and even took him to shows as a kid. And sadly, Philippe died in a motorcycle accident in Greece back in 1996. His skeleton was donated to a medical school for years. And when the school no longer needed the remains, the family had to decide what to do. So this medical school returned the uncle's skeleton to the family.
Right.
Since cremation was not an option for them, they were left with paying for storage or finding a burial plot. And that's when Prince Midnight stepped in and said, "I'll take care of it." After going through a ton of red tape and paperwork, he managed to have his uncle's remains shipped back to Florida. And then in a flash of inspiration, he thought, why not turn Uncle Philippe into a guitar? So it wasn't easy either. The first attempts to build the guitar were a little rough. Drilling into the vertebrae didn't work out too well, and he had to rethink the whole structure. Eventually, he welded a metal spine through the bones, attached parts from his old Fender Telecaster, even adding colored wiring to look like blood vessels. The result's a one-of-a-kind instrument that Prince Midnight can actually play. Though he admits the rib cage makes it kind of awkward.
Yeah, but now he has the xylophone as well as the guitar.
Not everyone in the family loved the idea at first. His mom thought it was sacrilegious. But when asked if Uncle Philippe would rather be in the ground or shredding, she had to admit probably the guitar.
Yeah, this came out in 2021. I remember seeing this.
I just saw the story today.
And it's pretty incredible. And it's like morbid as hell, but like, I like it. I think his uncle would probably love this, right? If they were into this.
Yeah, I guess for some reason the story is exploding everywhere again. I guess
Really?
people are just finding out about this. Magazines, comedians are tweeting about it. People are wondering if this is real.
Look at how ridiculous he is.
Yeah, this is a definite cheese ball, and that is his uncle's actual remains.
Wild.
That's insane.
The rib cage is sweet.
I'm not going that far.
You don't want to be turned into a guitar when you're dead?
I'm fairly undecided, but that one hasn't crossed my mind.
You know what? It would be cool to grind you up and, when you're done and turn you back to ash, and then your children put you into a musical instrument, like how they have glitter guitars.
Yeah, a kazoo or something.
That'd be kind of a perfect way.
Yeah, I can
honor
see
you.
that.
Or
Maybe I
like
could-
mixed into the paint of a.
Yeah, or become the inlays or something.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, why not?
Well, why not? Let me think.
What do you want to do, dude?
not?
You're dead. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
up to
not
them.
sure.
However they want to honor you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, whatever they want to do.
Whatever they want to do.
Whatever
I'm
you
gonna play the
want.
skeleton.
All right, let's talk about a surprising pop culture trend that's making a comeback. It's smoking.
Why? Young people, why?
Cigarette. Have you noticed this? And I actually, you know when I noticed it? Watching The Bear.
That's people working in restaurants.
If you watch The Bear, though, everybody smokes cigarettes.
I think people who work at restaurants,
Which,
Smoke a
sure,
ton.
Sure.
because they need that smoke
But,
break.
you know, it's a TV show, and you don't really see much of that anymore,
Right.
even though it's reality. But cigarettes are popping up everywhere. Movies, TVs, celebs are flaunting cigarettes like it's 1965 all over again.
Does this mean we're gonna have that sweet older lady smoker voice?
Maybe. There's that new romantic comedy, Materialists.
Oh, yeah.
Dakota Johnson plays a character who's never far from a cigarette.
Well, Sex in the City, watching that in the 90s, I mean, Carrie Bradshaw smokes nonstop. Except when she starts dating Aiden. But my sister will my sister's 27, and she'll send to the family chat, like, her with a cigarette in her mouth because her friends smoke out in Colorado. And we're like, you better not, bish. Like, I will murder her. Because my dad died of lung cancer. I'm like, absolutely not.
Addison Rae and Lorde both sing about smoking on their new singles. Charlie XCX, who practically invented the messy party girl aesthetic, proudly smokes and even got a bouquet of cigarettes for her birthday.
I mean, I will say that holding a cigarette and smoking it does look super cool.
And that's my
Dude,
point.
the effects of it on your body are just not great.
But
So.
does the coolness outweigh the cancer?
Let's see, have a little puff every now and then.
We're back to looking cool again, and I'm all for it.
Yeah. Don't inhale. Just hold it.
Dude, I was another comedian that opened for me last weekend. My buddy Mike was vaping, and I was like, "You vape, dude?" He's like, "Yeah, I just started." And I go, "I've never seen you smoke." And he goes, "Yeah, I never have." And I go, that is the most hilarious. Like, you chose to start vaping. It's not a way to wean yourself off of cigs. You just made the choice to start. And he goes, "Yeah, I was hoping no one was going to say anything to me about it." And I was like, "No, that is the lamest."
So he chose to start vaping.
Yeah, he just started vaping. It wasn't like a gateway from getting off cigs.
Vaping doesn't look as cool as smoking a cigarette.
No, it looks
But,
so
and I
stupid.
hate it all. I hate, to me, there's too many trashy people out just like sucking on their vape all the time. Like,
Yeah.
it just drives me nuts. Smoking, I grew up with a house filled of smoke.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I mean, my dad looked so cool on his motorcycle. Like, all my vintage photos of my dad,
course.
his Vietnam veteran day smoking cigs in the bunker with his freaking dog tags on. No one was cooler than Greg, okay? But, you know, he obviously he died at 54. So
Yeah.
please don't.
No, do you remember a long time ago? I think I said, we called it the douche flute.
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
vaping?
Yeah, he had
And
a-
Wish that one over
dude,
There's a little bit of a blowback for you
My
on that
God.
one.
Oh, for sure.
Holy cow.
Well, there's so many people who do.
It's lame.
But it's okay.
I was
okay.
making a joke and said, look at you with the douche flute. People went nuts.
Nuts,
I know.
dude.
Nuts.
Very
Aggro.
happy with you.
Well,
Aggro.
just,
I don't know what was in those things, but those were aggressive.
Aggressive.
folks.
Aggressive Fruit Loops.
I like my
Fruit Loop
cigarettes.
vapor.
I like my cigarettes to taste like New York City cheesecake. New York style cheesecake. Come on with your douche flute. I don't care what you do.
Yeah, his smell too, like it had a fruity essence. And I go, "What are you doing? Smoking a Glade plug-in, dude? What is
Right.
Get out of here."
The
I
cig-
just can't imagine starting that. If you're
Yeah.
not already on nicotine, why would you start vaping?
Yeah.
And I like, man, it's bizarre, but that's where we are now.
The cigarettes.
I wanted to go buy him cigarettes. I was like, if you're going to do it, dude, I'm going to go buy you
At
some
least
cowboy
look cool.
killers and at least look cool.
But I mean, just look at everything that's happening, and it's all this nostalgia sell, because it sells so
Yeah.
easy. And the 70s and 80s.
Oh, I
is
wouldn't be
like-
surprised if the tobacco companies are paying to be in movies.
Yeah, and they're
Oh, for
and they're
sure.
counting on this nostalgia stuff, and it's working. I mean, look what you, like younger bands are wearing. It's like a mix between the 70s and 90s. Nothing. I mean, it's these baggy the baggy pants and this and that, like the whole aesthetic, which includes the cigarettes. If you go back and think about the 70s and 80s,
Even Beyonce lights up a cigarette on stage during her Cowboy Carter tour, and she tosses a cigarette onto a piano that bursts into flames. I guess it's it's part of the it's part of the entertainment, but she lights up a cigarette. The Bear, Real Housewives. Everybody smokes on that show.
Well, everybody. I mean, they used to pay. Philip Morris used to pay for certain brands of smokes to be smoked by lead characters in movies and stuff, like Lethal Weapon. He was always
Danny Glover.
Mel Gibson was always
smoking,
dude, always lighting up. Lucky Strike, or
that picture,
Marlboro, or whatever.
Picture of Mel Gibson where he's got the cigarette and he looks like the ant, the
it's
white
like
trash
your
ant.
mom watching you open presents on Christmas morning in the 80s or whatever. Yeah.
So good.
Trying to think of movies where characters are always smoking.
We'll show Landman. He's got a cigarette in his mouth the entire time, pretty much.
Oh, by the way, Scott, last night we were watching No Country for Old Men, and I fell asleep during it, not because it was boring, but I was tired. But it was a really good movie from what I saw.
Oh,
That was the
Goodfellas.
first time seeing it?
Yeah.
Oh, neato.
Goodfellas always smoking. Scarface always smoking.
Yeah.
dude. In
Landman's clearly sponsored, by the way. Like, Michelob Ultra's paying to be in that.
Yeah, it's big oil and big tobacco.
well, I always think about actors that have to smoke those fake cigarettes, like and
Mad Men.
Thomas. Yeah, that too. But Thomas Shelby in Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Isn't he constantly lighting something up?
Constantly.
All it is them drinking and smoking and fighting.
That's what Mad Men too. They're always smoking.
Yeah, and drinking.
Cruella DeVille.
Humphrey Bogart, like everything he ever did, he had a cigarette in his mouth.
The
or
fake ciggies
hands.
are like something like
Some
herbs
kind of
or clove
herbs.
or something.
Just go to Johnny Brock's, like I've done, and go get the fake cigarettes, and they can poof out a little poof of,
can do
powder.
that.
If you really want to.
Not as cool. Not as cool.
Catch me outside smoking that thing.
Not as cool. But yeah, take notice next time. Somebody's smoking on TV or in a movie. You're like, there was a time where there was none of that. None. No smoking. And now I guess we've made the turn.
What's her
Out of
name
that.
in Russian Doll?
Oh,
Natasha Lyonne.
I feel like all her characters smoke in everything she's in.
Because I think she really smokes and she writes it in.
It's like a character. It's like a cool, quirky, like sassy character attribute that she gives all her.
Because I think she writes and produces that show,
Yeah.
and so she writes it in so she could smoke on set.
That makes sense.
Speaking of that, so Sean Penn was on the season finale of Everybody's Live in L.A., John Mulaney show on Netflix, and Sean Penn comes walking out smoking live on that show.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about this at all? That he fought 3 14-year-olds?
No. You haven't watched it yet. John Mulaney fought 3 13-year-olds.
He put a version of our how many third graders to the test, and he got parents to sign off how many 14-year-olds he could fight and win in a fight, and 3 14-year-olds fought him for real.
14 is
They took all
that's
their jewelry
different.
off.
That's different than a
animal.
third grader.
Different animal. But I'm saying he had stunt women attack him randomly, like Kato,
Which was hilarious.
to train him. Like when he was walking out, like he had 3 small stunt women attack him and tried to wrestle them to the ground to prepare to fight 3 14-year-old boys.
Dressed as boys.
Third graders and 14-year-olds are way different.
Yeah, dude. Even the
Way
difference between a
different.
14 and a 15-year-old is
It's
way
in the
different.
same vein. I'm just saying.
It's the same spirit.
The spirit of it is
Spirit
the
of
same.
it. The
Hey,
spirit of it.
by the way, Cillian Murphy for Peaky Blinders, they say he went through just over 3,000 fake herbal cigarettes while portraying that character.
Herbal cigarettes, yeah.
Can you inhale those?
I guess so. It says that they're
Still going in your lungs.
they're
It can't
called
be great
prop
for you.
cigarettes. They're herbal cigarettes and not that kind of herb. They're tobacco, nicotine, and additive free, but they're like a combination of rose petal, clover, and tea leaves. They're still smoking it though, yeah.
I
It can't
tried
be
clove
bad if you
cigs.
draw it into your lungs.
In college, my roommate and I think I've said this before.
Cloves?
Can't be
Clove
good, you
cigarettes,
mean?
and we were like, we thought we were so cool. We didn't inhale
Those
anything.
are super
can't be good.
powerful.
They smelled good though.
They smell great.
I hate the smell of tobacco
They
cigarettes.
tasted disgusting.
Yeah,
Oh,
cloves
yeah.
smell
tastes
good, and I
horrible.
think they're pretty, like they're harsher than cigarettes on the lungs.
Are they?
Yeah, aren't they
Yeah.
bad
Oh,
for you?
bummer.
Like, but what is in that? Is there an addictive thing?
No, there's nothing addictive to it. It's just to
Clove, there were
cover-
no.
No
to
additives
smoke,
like
just
that.
To, just to hurt your
Really?
stomach?
Yeah, because that's why we were like felt safe doing it. We're like, oh, we're not going to get addicted like the nicotine that's
Oh,
in
I didn't know
tobacco.
that.
But it was like black
Cigarette.
paper, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're brown.
They're brown.
Brown.
They
Yeah.
smelled great.
I don't know if that is that true.
I don't know. I thought there was nicotine and all the addictive stuff.
Well, maybe
but
I'm
just-
an addict. I don't know.
but
Haven't
it was
smoked
Clove
in
just,
20
cigarettes
years.
contain nicotine or tobacco, therefore nicotine, making them highly addictive.
Well, I didn't get addicted.
well,
So
they didn't
so
say
much
that
for
on
that.
the package. That's why we.
Well,
got
there
it.
was a girl We were at a party. One of Tina's friends was like, smoking American spirits because they say all natural. She goes, yeah, they're not addictive. That's why I smoke them. And I go, what do you mean? And she goes, all natural. And I go, yeah, that's not what that means. Which is like natural tobacco. Like, there's definitely nicotine in there. And she's like, nah. I quit anytime I want. And I go, I would look that up. So she was smoking American spirits predicated on the fact that they were not bad for you, not harmful, and had no addictive substances. And I was like, no.
I can smoke 12 an hour, and I'm not addicted.
I smoke like 2 packs a day.
There's several brands of nicotine-free clove cigarettes.
I'm hoping you smoke those.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think, I'd never had any sensation of wanting to smoke more.
Man, I want to buy it's called Honey Rose, and they make the cigarette props.
Well, now it's just
Looks
everybody's
awesome.
just freebasing nicotine with the Zen packs.
Oh, yeah. Dak Shepard loves those things. On his podcast, he's always popping them in. And he said Kristen Bell, too, like his whole family, maybe even his kids. I don't know.
What? Dude, a guy that I would never expect ever to be doing anything. Like, I saw him over the weekend, and he goes, you guys zenning? And I go, whoa, no, but I think you are zip. Like, this guy's a zip, bro.
Well, and they're saying
what happened, man?
there's health benefits to nicotine.
Like what?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Getting
There's
hyped.
a lot.
Health benefits of
for-
nicotine.
Getting the buzz.
Sponsored by Joe Camel.
I know Scott's on this train.
Yeah.
I can tell you this, I do
Educate
the...
us.
I mean, like during COVID, they were treating people. They put the patches on their arms, and this one doctor was doing it down in Texas, and he had treated like thousands of people, and he lost 0 patients.
All right, here we go. Improved cognitive function affects your mood, anxiety reduction, ulcerative colitis. That can be helped with nicotine patches to reduce inflammation. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a
3 out of those 4 things can also be achieved with cocaine. I just would like to
well,
point that
yeah,
out.
but
safer
also
alternative.
it's the way you consume it.
But doesn't it increase anxiety? It's a stimulant, for goodness sake. How can it be an anxiety reduction?
people
Unless you're-
smoking takes the
Same with
edge off,
caffeine,
brother.
then.
Yeah, but why do you think it takes the edge off? It takes the edge off of the nicotine addiction.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about caffeine, which is also a
Yeah,
stimulant.
and we do say the same thing about caffeine.
What?
God bless
But you
it.
have to take nitric
Because it is a
oxide.
fact.
In
I
order
do
to
the-
also help with that, you take nitric oxide pills or whatever to help keep the blood
Balance
vessels
it out.
open
All right,
and
well,
flowing. And
Look it up.
I do the
Everybody
internal
research.
marketing campaign for Zen every year. I did like a Kenny Powers character for them to like motivate their sales staff in Vegas, and that company is balling so hard. These guys started it in their garage, and they sold it to Philip Morris like last year for
they killed it.
billions of dollars with a B. That's how fast that became a
And you know
thing.
what? As far as the benefits of nicotine, I'm not a doctor, and it could be Philip Morris putting these articles out. I have no idea.
Could be.
I don't know. Do what you want to do.
yeah,
You
But
want to zen?
nicotine's found
You want
in
to
a lot
smoke
of stuff.
cloves? Do what you
You want to
want.
smell like crap? Go ahead.
No, their argument with the nicotine is that actually
Just
the
don't
addictive thing is that it's in tomatoes, eggplant, like basically every vegetable has nicotine in it. So like, whenever you crave it, do you think of a tomato?
I smoke tomatoes all the time.
I don't know. Then fine, Scott. Suck on the douche flute. Go ahead.
Smoke your tomatoes.
No.
I know what you're getting for Christmas this year.
Douche flute. All right. Today is
Wait.
June the 12th. Back in the day, 57 years ago, 1960. And I know we're going to talk about horror movies later, but the horror classic Rosemary's Baby premiered in New York. Anybody seen that?
Damien.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Never saw it. That's Mia Farrow. She was a woman impregnated by Satan.
Yes.
Good movie?
Yes.
Worth watching?
Yes, good, but I watched it, after being desensitized by modern horror films. So you kind of have to go in there knowing that, like, this was scary when it came out. It's more of a psychological.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, like, scares in it.
Right.
Or, like,
It's not like a jump. It's not
Right.
gory.
because we've been so desensitized by 80s gore. By the time I went and saw it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, if I say horror movie, you're thinking Texas Chainsaw. You're thinking Friday
Yeah,
the
it
13th.
depends, but yeah.
Rosemary's Baby is considered a horror movie.
They redid it not too long ago, too, I believe.
Did they?
Yeah. I mean, let me look that up. But I feel like I didn't see it, but I remember seeing it was going to be remade.
44 years ago, 1981, the first Indiana Jones movie came out, Raiders of the Lost Ark. 31 years ago, 1994, O.J. Simpson allegedly
Thank you.
kills 2 people.
Rosemary's Baby was a mini-series starring Zoe Saldana on TV in 2014.
So 31 years ago today, OJ allegedly kills 2 people. Acquitted in the criminal trial. Eventually had to give up his search for the real killers because he was behind bars in Vegas for armed robbery and kidnapping.
What was the civil suit?
Yes, he was convicted civilly and
Of?
of murder. Criminally, no. Civilly, yes.
Can one then say convicted murderer?
I guess so. We all know.
I'm just asking for clarification.
I don't know. One is, civil is less burden of proof.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And 16 years ago today in 2009 at the Bonnaroo Festival, the Beastie Boys played together for the last time.
Whoa.
Adam Yauch is soon diagnosed with cancer.
Did you get to see them?
I did, a bunch of times.
That's cool.
In fact, I was talking to Moon about it a time. I saw them open for Rage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that.
What a great combo.
It was Rage, Beastie Boys, and At the Drive-In.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
And that's what happened back in the day. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And we start with this yesterday. Brian Wilson, founder and creative genius behind the Beach Boys and longtime solo artist, died at the age of 82. He began composing songs at the age of 12. And, obviously Beach Boys, a sound of a generation, such a
My
huge
God.
part of our country is just the West Coast vibes of the Beach Boys. And they had hit after hit after hit. He had some sort of dementia. They call it
he wasn't in great shape.
Neurocognitive disorder. And, I think they had a conservatory or something on him where he couldn't really be living his life
It's been a
by
while.
himself.
It's been a while. I watched a video yesterday of his last onstage performance. It was
Not the
it was
same.
hard to watch. But man, what a history. So he was obviously the main songwriter for the Beach Boys.
Yes.
And he stopped touring with them pretty much at the start of their fame.
Yeah, he had mental problems.
Could not tour. So while the Beach Boys went and toured, he stayed back and wrote.
Yes.
He wrote and recorded. So when the Beach Boys came back, they just literally went in the studio. He had everything set up.
Yep.
They recorded their vocal stuff. He did a lot of the music.
It's a great
arrangements.
machine. That's a
Yeah.
great machine.
Well, and so I have some isolated vocals of him, which is really cool to listen to. So I want to listen to that first before we do kind of a retrospective of the hits. Here is Brian Wilson just singing.
I'm all set. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you love me? Do you surfer girl, my little surfer girl? For I am within me at night.
That's all him, right?
It's all him.
Break my heart, I wanna go and cry. It's so sad to watch a sweet thing die. Oh, Caroline, why she knows me too well.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the first people to pioneer, multi-track recording, layering vocals, layering instruments. I mean,
Yeah.
he
Brilliant.
treated the studio as an instrument.
Yes.
The man was a genius.
And it was probably very helpful to his mental health state. I mean, he did some LSD back in the day that contributed to some mental health issues that he would go on to have, and really took out some of his demons, I would say, out on just creating great music.
Well, some of the stories, so he had basically tons of sand shipped to his house, and he put a piano in the middle of a sandbox, and just so he could have his feet in the sand
It's
to write
incredible.
stuff.
I love that.
I mean, the legend of Brian Wilson is it's amazing.
Yeah.
The
And he
stuff-
worked with the Wrecking Crew and a lot of the stuff, too.
I mean, he inspired the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul McCartney says that God Only Knows is one of the best songs ever written, if not the best love song ever written.
Yes. His bandmates shared a very sweet post honoring him. He's saying, Brian Wilson wasn't just the heart of the Beach Boys. He was the soul of our sound. The melodies he dreamed up and the emotions he poured into every note changed the course of music forever. And his unparalleled talent and unique spirit created the soundtrack to so many lives around the globe, including our own. So here's a retrospective of the hits.
Which one should I play here? There's one that says Brian Wilson died, Beach Boys mashup, or R.I.P. Brian Wilson.
Do the first one.
I'd be without you. Don't worry, baby, when I grow up to be a man. It'd be nice if we
Well, I wonder what the percentage of the increase of spins and downloads that the Beach Boys will get in the next couple of days.
These are the first tapes I ever had. This is the first band that I ever got into. Ever.
Beach Boys?
As a kid, yeah. I heard it and it was safe for my parents to like buy me those tapes. Beach Boys was my introduction to music.
Yeah, and a lot
in
of
general.
people too.
Yeah.
It just feels like sunshine when you listen to it. Feels like California.
He had older stuff too, like Love and Mercy came out in like the late '80s, and that was an amazing album he did by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was prolific his entire career.
Yeah, man.
So R.I.P. to Brian Wilson, one of the geniuses in rock and roll.
I think one of the legends goes that somebody, Pet Sounds came out before, the Beatles put out one of their big records. And I guess the Beatles got to hear it before and then went, crap. Yeah. That's a true story.
That's cool. Hart is in town tonight at the fabulous Fox Theater, and I don't know if you heard about this. They had two irreplaceable instruments stolen from them back on May 30th from an Atlantic City Hard Rock Hotel and Casino show, and one of them has been recovered. So it was Nancy Wilson's custom-built, one-of-a-kind purple sparkle baritone Telecasters that was retrieved after a woman bought it from a suspected thief who was facing theft and burglary charges. So we may see this guitar on stage tonight. I'm going to Hart
You're
tonight.
going tonight. So, so somebody stole the guitar, stole a couple instruments.
Yeah, so the mandolin, which is Paul Moak's vintage 1966 Gibson, that is still missing.
So where do they say the woman bought it from? Was it like a Craigslist thing or a Facebook Marketplace thing?
Something like that, like online, met up, got it, was like...
And the cop showed up at her house.
Yeah.
So she bought this Nancy Wilson stolen guitar. Cop showed up and she just handed it over.
Yeah, she's like, sorry about that.
So were they both stolen in the same city?
Yes, Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
Man, nothing good happens there, does it? Right?
Yeah, you said that.
I was at a pretty good bachelor party there once.
Really?
and it was-
That's nice.
I had a good time.
Congratulations to Nirvana's video for Smells Like Teen Spirit. It has just surpassed 2 billion views on YouTube. Uploaded in June of 2009. So, whoa, that's crazy.
2 billion views.
Another RIP for those of us who loved watching the MTV VJs. Ananda Lewis passed away yesterday at the age of 52. She had been battling breast cancer for many years. Her sister posted on Facebook saying she's free and in his heavenly arms. She also said, just, Lord rest her soul. I loved Ananda. She was so beautiful.
Oh,
And-
she was all over MTV.
Yes, and so cool. She always just had like the best style, and I loved her delivery of things.
She would do like Spring Break and a lot of the fashion stuff.
Yes.
And she was one of the main
TRL.
in the middle to late 90s, right?
Yeah, so she
Early
graduated
2000s.
from Howard University in 95, and then she became a star on BET. There was a show called Teen Summit, and then she was brought to MTV, led programs like TRL Spring Break, and then she went on to have a talk show, the Ananda Lewis talk show, and then she was also a spokesperson for the Humane Society. So she fought bravely for 6 years.
She
Yeah,
was
so-
awesome.
52.
I remember this gal.
52.
Wow, that's horrible.
It's awful.
Sad.
Netflix has an animated Stranger Things spinoff in the works. They dropped some details yesterday. So it's called Stranger Things Tales from 85. Takes place in the winter between seasons 2 and 3. It'll feature the original characters plus new one named Nikki, a tough girl with mohawk. Won't be out till next year, but if you're a Stranger Things fan and you're wanting more, it's coming out.
I forgot to mention, I finally watched the Led Zeppelin documentary.
Oh, yeah,
on
what'd you think?
Netflix. Finished it yesterday. You need to be a fan, I guess, to really that documentary. You're not going to be. It's not making new fans.
No,
I think it's okay. I know you saw it in the theater,
which was great.
and I think you need to be a hardcore Led Zeppelin fan to appreciate it.
You need to listen to it loud. But isn't it cool that they had all that footage from them as kids and
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was cool.
and when they were playing very small crowds? Like, I just love that rock docs that have, especially like the history of the Eagles is one of the best rock documentaries of all time because of the footage that they knew to be rolling in the height, in the beginning of the Eagles. And it's the same thing with this
There
Led
were a
Zeppelin
couple
documentary.
moments in the Zeppelin documentary. So they came out in 1968, and I'm sorry, 1969. And Jimmy Page was the most famous of them all, and him and John Paul Jones had session careers
Right.
prior to being in Zeppelin. And I guess back then, at concerts, people didn't stand.
No, they sat.
And they looked pissed.
They were like crisscross applesauce at the concert.
And yeah, like nobody stood. And there was one, I guess they performed on TV when the record came out, and people were sticking their fingers in their ears.
Right. So loud.
It was so loud, and people didn't know what the hell.
Right.
And they talked about the Rolling Stone review of the first record, which was so
Scathing.
horrible.
Yeah.
Like a terrible review of their first record and their second record, too.
Yeah, because that came out in '69 as well. 1 and 2 came out in the same year, which is crazy. But I love, like, especially if you are a Bonzo fan, like John Bonham fan, the footage of him alone is worth watching.
Oh, yeah, it's
it.
cool.
So I would say watch it, but you missed it in theaters. It's to be listened to loudly.
Yeah, there's a lot of music. There's a lot of performances in there.
Yeah.
It's cool. I mean, if you're a Zeppelin fan, you got to watch it.
I hope they do every album, honestly. They probably won't, but that'd be cool if they
They
did.
really touched the first 2 records.
Yeah. Robert Eggers, who gave us Nosferatu as of late, The Lighthouse and the Witch, great horror cinematography. He is going to be directing a new version of A Christmas Carol, and I can't wait for this. So he was interviewed by Rotten Tomatoes, and he, because he does his movies. They're all part of an old-timey, like the 1600s for The Witch, and Nosferatu takes place 1 million years ago. And he says, the idea of having to do anything in present day, to have to photograph a car, makes me physically ill. He doesn't want any sort of nowadays type of present day cinematography or anything like that. So he'll always be doing things from, an earlier time. And so A Christmas Carol was first published in 1843, obviously centers around Scrooge, who gets visited by all of these, spirits. And I can't wait to see what he does with it.
Did you see Nosferatu?
I did. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah. It was a B.
Okay.
I enjoyed a lot of aspects about it. Were very cool looking.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful movie.
Yeah, it was neatly done.
DC Studios co-chief James Gunn, St. Louis's own, has confirmed that he's working on a new Wonder Woman movie, and Gal Gadot will not be returning as Wonder Woman.
Interesting.
Oh, she will not.
She will not. I liked her as Wonder Woman.
I did, too.
I got teared up at the first movie for some reason.
I liked her as Wonder Woman.
Really?
I did too.
First movie was awesome. It was the best property DC put out in the Zack Snyder verse.
Yeah,
Second one,
the 1985 one was.
That wasn't very good.
I thought she was very okay.
really?
Very.
Oh, I thought she looked the part.
Her specifically. Yeah, she looked the part. A poster doesn't sell a movie, though, but I thought she was okay.
I liked it. Hey, anybody see the new trailer for the new Ari Aster movie?
Which one is this?
Yes, with
It's called
Emma Stone.
Eddington.
Yes,
It's called Eddington.
takes place in the COVID, like 2020, May of 2020, in a small town.
It's Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal.
Oh, that's right. And he's a sheriff, or one of them's a sheriff.
Right.
And they're both running for mayor of the town.
Yes. It looks odd. It looks
a
like
new
Bo is afraid.
It's an A24 movie,
I'm in.
an Ari Aster movie.
Joaquin Phoenix is in it.
Joaquin Phoenix, Pedro Pascal, and Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
It looks very weird.
Bo was afraid, Scott. It hurt me, dude. It
I was
hurt
afraid
me.
it was wild.
Sitting through that whole thing hurt me.
that ending alone.
Can't do it again.
This will be his 4th movie.
I think I liked Bo is Afraid.
Hereditary,
I don't know
Midsummer,
how I felt.
and Bo is Afraid. And
I think it liked me.
I think I liked it.
I love Hereditary. That movie freaked me out,
Great.
dude. When she cuts her head off and then she floats up to the treehouse. Huh. And then she's what is that actress's name? Because there's a part where her husband's on fire and then she's up in the living room in the corner, like
Oh, yeah.
on the ceiling, and I'm like, oh God, I can't deal with that movie. It's
I
terrifying.
don't know if I've seen that.
I haven't seen
The
it. But if
mom
you're
from
into
The Sixth Sense. I
if
forgot
you're
her
into
name,
weird,
Carrie
weird stuff, this Ari Aster director is interesting.
He's the
so,
one.
And so his new movie's coming out next month.
This looks awesome.
Look
It's
forward.
called Eddington. The trailer's wacky,
Yeah, super weird.
super weird.
Well, and speaking of that, and finally, if you are somebody who likes to watch movies on Friday the 13th, tomorrow you're going to get your chance to do that. So the film experts at Bloody Disgusting recommend staying home, streaming some horror films, and they just gave us a couple. So Friday the 13th, Jason Lives is going to be streaming on Pluto TV tomorrow. 1959's The Hound of Baskervilles is going to be also streaming on Pluto TV. And then Saturday the 14th will be on Peacock Prime and Roku, which is like a horror comedy. But, tomorrow is Friday the 13th. People get weirded out by that. What are your, go-to
You're
horror
taking
movies?
tomorrow off, by the way, just to hide at home.
Yes, I will be.
Favorite
welcome
horror
whenever
movies?
hell is coming.
I mean, I was always a Nightmare on Elm Street kid, and
That's a good
that was
one.
the first horror movie I saw. But, do they stand up? Do they hold up? I mean,
They're kind of goofy now.
they're goofy now. They're
Yeah.
really campy.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's a great movie to watch on Friday the 13th. That's a
Yeah.
perfect one.
I do like, as far as my favorite horror movies, I think The Shining is
Oh,
my
it's so
favorite.
good.
Yeah, that one.
It is a good one.
I think
Very
because it
good.
holds
It's a good
up.
rewatch.
It's a good rewatch. It's not campy.
Sometimes campy's good.
Yeah, I like
Sometimes, yeah, and you got it. But as far as my favorite horror movie goes,
I would
probably
throw The
Shining.
Thing into that
that's a good
category. It's still, even without the sci-fi CGI stuff, like the psychological aspect of The Thing, it holds up pretty well. A lot of John Carpenter's do, actually.
Yeah, and would you consider any of the M. Night stuff like
Oh, yeah.
Signs and
Is that horror though? Are those-
That's in the horror. That's like the sci-fi horror genre. Because, I mean, people got freaked out by those.
it's all
movies.
about like your mind makes it
Like The
scary.
Sixth Sense is scary.
Yeah, I like his style. I like him copying that style of making your mind do the work.
There's
a
like
good one.
action horror, then there's psychological. I mean, you got it. It's probably a subgenre. There's speaking of Kurt Russell movies, but The Thing. You guys ever seen Bone Tomahawk?
Dude,
Yes.
that movie is so ridiculous.
That
because
movie is
Awesome.
It has maybe,
way better than it has the right to be, though.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
What?
And
I never
there's
heard of this
Dude,
movie.
you got to
dude,
watch
it's on
it.
Netflix. There's one scene in there where you go, oh, that's why they named it this movie.
Yeah.
Because it is one of the most
Gruesome.
gruesome and horrible scenes I've ever seen, and it wasn't expected because the rest of the movie wasn't like that. And all of a sudden, this happens, and I
a
go,
great
"Oh
movie.
my gosh, they showed that!" It was
If you haven't seen it, check out Bone Tomahawk.
All right.
Yeah, that
It's
one's-
Tomorrow.
good.
my favorite one of all time. Is not a popular choice. It is 1954's Them. It's about giant ants coming out of the sewers.
Oh God.
And I quote it all the time.
Soylent Green.
Yeah, I quote it all the time.
Chud.
It's one of my favorites when I was a kid. It was those kind of movies that my dad would show me. You know, there's the beginning of the end, which was giant grasshoppers. I saw all the giant bugs movies.
Yeah, those were all.
And
have you ever
them was special because I still there's a sound. They kind of used sound. Remember how Jaws would use
Yeah.
the not seeing the shark? You would see these ants and whatever, but like there was the sound that they made. And when I hear anything close to that, I think straight up of that movie.
Is it a high-pitched,
It's
weird
this
whirring?
wait. Yeah, it's this.
I think I've seen this movie.
Dude,
I think I
the
know
movie
exactly
is
what you're talking
wild.
about.
Yeah. Have you seen Tucker and Dale vs. Evil?
No.
It's one of the best.
That's we're getting to like Evil Dead, which is
Yeah.
also great.
That's it. Dude, that sound freaks me out, dude. 5-year-old me is like, whoa, bro, here they come.
That's the sound.
I've not seen that.
That's the sound from them.
That sound is like a part of my memory.
Yeah, part of your DNA.
Yes. So when I hear that, it actually like that brings a real feeling, and I love that movie, dude.
I love The Conjuring. It. I mean, I love horror movies. So tomorrow, watch
too.
a horror movie. Friday the 13th.
You know, a
have
good
a good
one.
time.
And I texted a couple of you guys about it. The new Predator on Hulu. It's animated. I will say, besides the original Predator, best movie in the property. It's good, man.
Really?
And it's definitely adult horror anime type. It's not even anime. It's kind of like a different kind of. It's good, man.
I watched it.
1988, The
Check it out.
Blob.
Oh, The Blob.
Now there was another Blob in the 50s that I saw.
The 50s,
That's the original
that's the
one.
black and white one.
That's
The
the one?
1988 one freaked me out.
Yeah.
Because there's a scene in the phone booth.
Oh yeah, the
There's
phone
a-
booth, and
I've
then
not
the
seen
restaurant
it.
The
one.
chick is in
kinda
the
back to
phone
back.
booth, and the blob surrounds and then just crushes it.
Oh, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm never going in a phone
Because
booth.
she's in the phone booth, and she's like, and you see her freaking out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
knowing it's over.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
man,
thanks.
still. I'm going to have to watch that scene now.
Watch fun movies tomorrow for Friday the 13th, and that's your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating her birthday today. Kendra Wilkinson. She started out as one of Hugh Hefner's girlfriends on The Girl Next Door. She is 40. Dave Franco is 40. Adriana Lima is 44. Timothy Simons, that's Jonah on Veep, is 47. Kenny Wayne Shepherd is 48 years
Dude,
old.
Jonah from Veep is in that new Kristen Bell show.
It's awesome.
The one that I watch. What's the one with the?
Nobody wants this.
Yes, he's hilarious in that.
He's awesome.
He's a great actor.
Jason Mewes is 51. Scott Thompson, Kids in the Hall star, who plays Hank's wonderfully gay assistant Brian on The Larry Sanders Show. He's 66. Jenna Lee Harrison, the second ditzy blonde roommate Cindy on Three's Company. She stepped in after Suzanne Summers was fired. She was demoted after one season. She was 67. Meredith Brooks, remember her hit?
I'm a
Yeah,
bitch.
bitch.
That's right. Remember her other hit?
Yep. Nope.
Nope. She's 67. Bun E. Carlos, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Cheap Tricks, chubby, glasses-wearing, goateed former drummer, is 75 years old. And Marv Albert, the legendary sportscaster, who was all about biting the ladies long before the whole modern vampire fad started.
I bite butts.
Yes.
Yes.
Marv Albert is 84 years old.
All right. Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Vicky Vett. Vicky Vett.
Vicky.
Today's birthday girl has been in 444 fine films, including America's Next Top MILF, The Apprentice 3, 6, and 9, in a movie called Backpackin' 2. Don't know what that's about. Big Sausage Pizza 14, Double Parked 6, Moving Violations, Juggies 1, Lesbians Over Miami, When Cougars Attack 1, and who could forget her role in 2021's educational film Pegging 101 by Vicky Vett.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vicky Vett is 60 years old. Happy birthday. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crap
Yes.
birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. Hey, before we move on, I want to throw out the official Eagle call for
Eagle call.
an event coming up. It's a tornado relief concert supporting businesses impacted by the May 16th tornado. We're talking a relief concert called Build Back the Block, and it's happening on Tuesday, June 17th. Is that Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be at Steve's Hot Dogs.
Yes.
Steve's Hot Dogs in the Fountain on Delmar. In fact, we saw Rafe do stand-up over there.
Yeah. Cool spot.
So featuring the Funky Butt Brass Band with members of The Urge and DJ Bill Ryder.
He's awesome. Bill spins at the Royale like every month.
He does. I go there when he's there sometimes.
I didn't even know. I didn't know he was a DJ.
Yeah.
Is there
He's
Bill does-
is
amazing.
there
Bill does
something
everything.
he can't do?
I know. He's a great guy.
So it's Build Back the Block Tornado Relief Concert supporting businesses impacted by the May 16th tornado. Next Tuesday, 5 o'clock, Steve's Hot Dogs in the Fountain on Delmar, 5242 Delmar Boulevard, featuring the Funky Butt Brass Band with members of The Urge, plus DJ Bill Ryder.
Bill does so much that he sold me a TV out of his basement.
Yeah.
True story?
He put a roof on
true
my
story.
house.
He's got an
even good at
electronics
that.
store in his basement?
Yes, he does.
Damn.
One time there was a cow that was giving birth and it needed some help, and Bill Ryder showed up with big gloves and he helped the cow be born.
Get out of here.
That's awesome.
That's true. He built the arch.
Get out of here.
Yeah, he put the last little thing in place that connected the two sides.
One
also
hand.
played-
He was a child then.
He also played shortstop for the 1991 St. Louis Cardinals.
I'll
Get
do
out
that.
of here.
gosh.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
didn't know that.
A Rex Hudler teammate.
So yes, it's a great cause, and we'll put all the details up on our social medias. All right, after the break, let's play a contest. Let's give away some stuff. And it's been a while since we played this game all together. It's a game we like to call Just the Two of Us. So we'll get you guys on the phone, and you pick 2 Riz Show members. Rafe will then read 5 questions. We will write our answers down. Mm-hmm. If we match 3 of our 5 answers, you guys on the phone will win your choice of prizes. We've got tickets to go see Seether with Daughtry, special guest POD, November 5th over at the Factory. We got tickets to go see Bert Kreischer, bringing the Permission to Party World Tour, Enterprise Center, December 14th. Tickets to go see Deftones with Idols, Saturday night, September 13th over at Enterprise. And we got tickets to go see Everclear with Local H and Sponge, Friday night, September 26th at the Family Arena. If you want to play Just the Two of Us, 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. Right. We'll play next. All right. Today's contest is sponsored by
CarStar, your auto body repair expert. Hail damage? See them at carstar.com.
All right, we're playing Just the Two of Us. It's been a while since we played this game, so you guys on the phone will pick 2 Riz Show members. Rafe will ask 5 questions. We'll write our answers down. If we match 3 of our 5 answers, you win. And your choice of prizes. Seether tickets, Bert Kreischer tickets, Deftone tickets, or Everclear tickets. Let's get a patient 0. Patient 0 in case we get no questions. You know what patient 0 should be? 5 for 5 or no questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it.
Like sweep of either way.
Great.
Okay.
Moon, pick 1 through 6.
4.
4. Drew is our patient 0. So, Drew, hang tight. All right, 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. Let's go to... Hello, Melissa.
Happy birthday, Riz.
Everybody loves that. Hello, Melissa. All right, pick 2 Rizzuto members.
Oh, I gotta pick my boys, Riz and Moon.
All right, so you and I, Moon, we're supposed to match our answers here. Melissa, hang tight. Rafe,
Okay.
are you ready to administer?
I'm
the
ready.
questions? It is time for just the 2 of us.
All right. First question, Moon and Riz.
Okay.
Name of famous fictional detective. Number 2, a popular flavor of Pop-Tarts. Number 3, a food that looks like a body part. Number 4, a brand of men's deodorant. A brand of men's deodorant.
What do you wear?
This
maybe?
couldn't possibly be a stumper.
No, it is because I don't. Okay.
You don't wear
No, I
deodorants?
know I do wear deodorant. I'm trying.
Wears
to
lady
think
deodorant.
I'm trying to think what he would
Okay.
Yeah.
what he would match with me. Okay.
All right. And finally, in honor of Friday the 13th, on the 12th, a horror movie villain you could probably take in a fight.
Great
A horror
question.
movie villain that you think you could probably take in a fight.
Huh. That's a good. You wrote your answer.
I have
down
an
already?
answer for both
I have
of you.
not written an answer down because, I mean, there's so many that, the whole point, the reason that they're so feared is because it seems like nothing can stop them. And who am I to think that I can stop them?
Who are you? Who are you?
I guess,
Okay.
Oh my. This is going to be interesting.
This is
See
going to
who
be
you could
interesting.
take.
I don't know if we could.
yeah,
I don't
this
know if
is
we're
this
gonna
is-
Patient 0, here we
these are-
come.
These are tough. These are tough.
Really?
No, we're definitely going to match.
I don't
We
know.
may match
I'm
3
not
of
sure
them.
there's a definite anything because there's so many answers for all of these,
All right. Well, let's
and nothing just like
You
you,
guys
and
are
me
pretty-
connecting on.
see if we match here. At least 3. All right, Lern, you count it down.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Ready.
Yes.
All right. A famous fictional detective.
3, 2, 1.
Sherlock Holmes.
Great
Very good.
answer.
right.
Sherlock Holmes,
Sorry,
number 1
patient
answer in my
0.
mind. Columbo would have been another. Number 2, a popular flavor of Pop-Tarts.
3, 2, 1.
Strawberry.
Oh man,
Easy. And you
Very
guys
good.
got 3 here. Here it is.
Here it is.
there's two acceptable answers. There's one that's absolutely
Wow.
correct
This is so easy.
for this next one.
Oh, I thought you meant for the last
No,
one.
no, no.
Here we go.
A food that looks like a body part.
3, 2, 1.
Banana. Yeah, baby. I had
Congratulations,
cucumber
Melissa.
and scratched it out.
We're a banana show.
I put sausage.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
a good one too.
That's a good one, too.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, here we go.
This one has one answer, and it's not what I use, and it's also not what you use.
Okay, well, never mind then.
A brand of men's deodorant.
3, 2, 1.
Dr.
Right
Squatch.
Guard. Didn't
Old Spice and Speed Stick. Number
Speed
1 and 2.
Stick.
I thought Right Guard was the right answer because Chuck Norris did the.
Dude, I
Didn't
forgot
he do-
Right Guard even existed until you just said it out loud.
Right
maybe
Guard.
it doesn't exist anymore. But wasn't that the Chuck Norris one in the 90s?
Was he
I wrote
Speed
down
Stick?
Right Guard.
I was like,
By Menon.
Speed
you what.
Stick was by
I couldn't think of a deodorant.
Costanza.
Old
'cause I-
Spice.
not a good sign.
I just put
Old
degree.
Spice is a aftershave, right?
Oh, I think it's moved into the
No, they do
deodorant
the.
department.
They have like the blue. It's like green. It's like a teal. Tim uses it.
Do people still use the roll-ons?
Now, who used those anyways?
I did.
Swear, what the?
Yes,
but
like
they're
degree.
wet.
Degree put the little roller ball on, and whenever I was like a young
Yeah.
person, I was rolling.
But then you got to
rolling,
walk
rolling.
around like this
Oh,
until it
so
dries.
weird.
It's
I know.
absurd.
Or you just like slam your pitch shut.
Suave.
Ew. And then they're greasy and you're all slick.
Felt like the Tin Man.
Remember when they did the gels where it had like the little wavy line?
Oh, those are really gross.
Also
Disgusting.
ridiculous.
You guys,
Oh,
this is a
disgusting.
solid crew. Are we all
We're solid.
indivisible
Solid
solid crew?
I'm a blue
aluminum
crew.
garbage.
I do the blue. I don't do nothing white to get on my black V-neck.
Oh, the gel. The gel with the
What
wavy
the
lines.
gel.
Oh,
You know, we all had to try
the
it.
gel.
Stank.
We all had to try it.
Well, I remember if I was staying over at Amelia's apartment and I would not have my deodorant there, I would use her Suave, the roll-on, and he'd smell like just baby powder all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
kinda
great.
nice.
Think of your wife all day. That's nice.
Just for fun, a horror movie villain that you could probably take in a fight.
So interested in this. 3, 2, 1.
Jason.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun.
Jason.
that's a good one.
I was going to say Chucky. You both
Chucky,
couldn't
number
take
one
it,
answer.
Chucky.
Chucky was number one
Chucky.
I think Jason's way dumber.
Leprechaun,
Like, he's the
second.
easiest one to kill.
And
He's
so
not very
slow.
smart.
Jason seems like a dope, and he has no peripheral.
Jason.
He's a total moron.
Would have accepted
He's going to get you
Gremlin.
tomorrow, dude.
You could flank Jason.
I can flank Jason. I'm a quick moving feller.
Would have
He ain't got
accepted
no
a single
peripheral.
gremlin. I feel like one gremlin's not that big of a fight.
Spike.
Well, either way, win.
Congratulations, Melissa. Mike in Winfield. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys.
All
Hey.
right, pick two people.
Is Rafe on the table?
Rafe's on the table.
All right, I'll go Lern and Rafe.
Lern and Rafe. Okay, hang on. Mike.
Let's go 5 for 5. Let's do it.
All right.
Well, if you
let's
go
do
5
it.
for 5, then Drew wins as well.
Ooh-wee. I want that.
All right. A musician who acts but shouldn't.
Ooh, great question. Musician who acts but shouldn't.
Oh, man, that's a good question.
Ooh, I may have to come back to that one in my
All right,
brain.
let's go to 2. A slang word for vomit.
Okay.
Number 3. A snack you hide from your kids. Or kids in general if you don't have any of your own. A city known for bad decisions. And finally, a phrase you would say before jumping out of an airplane.
A phrase?
A word or phrase you would say when jumping out of an airplane.
Okay.
Go back to that first one.
Yeah, okay, so a musician who acts who shouldn't. Musician who acts who shouldn't. Man, I don't think you're going to say this, but it's the first one that came to mind. And honestly, I don't even know if I believe myself because I think they're actually pretty okay.
All right. Moon, count it down.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Let's see if Mike wins some tickets.
Okay, first up, a musician who acts but shouldn't.
3, 2, 1.
Lady
Andre
Gaga.
3000. She's a great actress.
She's a great actress, but
What does that
you threw me
mean?
off. I changed mine. I said MGK first. I didn't know Andre 3000 even acted in anything.
Yeah, he plays Jimi Hendrix, which, and honestly, I think he did okay.
I never saw it. You know, I didn't see
Never-
that movie because they
would never have
didn't
said
allow
that.
the music of Jimi Hendrix
I
to be
know.
played in it.
And that's why, yeah, just a negative
That's it.
experience. Well, shoot.
Would you-
Okay.
I thought maybe because of
Paris
Joker
Hilton.
2, you would say Lady Gaga.
What'd you say?
Paris Hilton.
She's a
Paris
disc
Hilton's a
jockey.
musician?
She's a DJ.
Yeah. She wrote it.
I'm a little surprised that
Oh
you
for
said
one.
Lady Gaga.
I changed it.
I'm upset, actually.
Who would you
you,
have said, Moon?
you primed me for it. You're like, I don't think this is true, but it's the only one I could think of. So like, she's going to say Gaga.
You know, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
MGK, I would say.
But the one thing that I've seen
he's
him act
good.
in, I actually was
He
like,
was
wow,
good.
that's
Bon
played
Jovi's
Tommy
been
Lee.
in
just did a great job.
Bon Jovi's done all right in a couple of things he was in.
Yeah.
He was in that submarine movie.
Yeah.
James Hetfield's acted, and he was good.
Ed Sheeran always
he
plays
acted in?
himself.
He was a
Eminem,
cowboy.
I would say, was very bad in Friday. Whatever movie he was in. Where he
8
was the bad
Mile.
guy.
You know what? Ed Sheeran's not
He's
a bad
good in
idea.
that.
Because in Game of Thrones, I was like, what is this? I'm watching
Yeah.
I'm watching Ed Sheeran in Game of
But
Thrones.
he was in for 3 seconds.
It's an offensive 3 seconds.
It is, yeah,
And I'm
because you
not
go,
saying-
where are we at?
Yeah. I'm not saying he
kinda
did
took it
a
out.
bad job. It's like I didn't want that. And on the rewatch, I'm always like, God dang it! Can I?
The
skip
better
this?
question is actors who shouldn't be musicians.
J-Lo.
Yes.
You know what I got fed?
Thank
You
you.
know what I got fed yesterday was Russell Crowe's band. It's like a music video.
40 Odd Foot Grunt.
Yeah, whatever. But it was like a legit song finally, and I was like, whoa, this is interesting. I feel strange.
Was it good?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
I was
Oh my God.
taken aback.
I mean, even Jared Leto, like great actor, good musician, like
Apparently a creep.
total creep. All right, let's
All
go.
right, next.
Oh, yeah, we're playing a game. A slang word for vomit.
3, 2, 1.
Puke.
Yes. Yes.
Nice. I like how we looked
Yes.
we looked to the back of my brain in that. Very,
Here's
very
another
good.
interesting one.
A snack you would hide from children.
3, 2, 1.
Cookies. Chocolate.
That was
That's
too
a very
vague.
vague, random snack. Chocolate. I mean, you would hide it probably.
I think you can get these next two. These are slam dunks. Let's go.
I don't know, man.
A city known for bad decisions.
3, 2, 1.
Vegas.
And
Yeah,
it
the
comes
question
down-
there was a city known, like, does the city make bad decisions?
I know.
Or do you make bad
Tricky.
decisions in the
I know.
city?
Yeah.
I write them that way on
Because,
purpose. You
you
can
know,
interpret it many ways.
In one of those categories, we're in there. Hey.
Let's see what we got.
Here, last one here. You got to get this, and Mike wins.
A phrase you would say before jumping out of a plane.
3, 2, 1.
Let's
See
go.
ya.
How is it not Geronimo?
It's Geronimo.
Geronimo's the number one answer. I did not think she would write that. I went with let's go.
It's me.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. I'm out. Boom. I'm out of the plane.
Yeah, but Geronimo is the...
I don't say Geronimo ever.
Well, but I know you don't say it, but it's the thing that people say when they...
Geronimo's the number
I've
one
jumped
answer.
out of a plane. I didn't
Haven't you
say
ever
that.
seen a-
Nobody said that.
The
But
action
it's the
flick Hot
thing-
Shots?
It's the...
You
yes,
got to know who
we
you're
what you're
working
talking about,
with
Scott.
in this game.
No, I know,
I
but,
had a
it,
ton
did
of.
the best I
but
could.
it's the most famous thing that people say when they jump off a cliff or jump off a high place.
Maybe if you're from the 70s. Nobody
I
has
am
said
from
that.
the 70s.
You are from the 70s. I apologize.
All right. Well, we lost.
Sucks.
All right. Chris, hello.
Connection is dead.
Happy birthday, Daddy Riz.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Make it end.
You are never calling it again. This is your this is your last call in, Chris.
Good thing it's my burner phone.
Oh, damn it. Outsmarted us again, Chris. All right, pick two people.
Are you and Moon on the table again?
Yes. Yes, me and Moon, we're playing. For you, Chris.
Yes, please.
And even though you're a jerk, I'm going to
Work really hard.
I'm going to work really hard so you win. Okay, hang on, Chris. All right. Moon and myself, just the two of us. Here we go.
All right. A lie you told to get out of work. A store where you always spend too much money.
Yeah, look at him.
All right? You know. You know.
No hints.
Wait.
Okay, that's no hints.
No. Well, you know. You should know.
I
Don't
know.
put this evil on me. This is on you.
No, this is on
No,
you.
no,
This
I have the answer.
This question is on you. Next.
All right.
A restaurant chain that gives you diarrhea.
Okay.
A TV character known for being cool. For being cool. Finally,
Okay.
Oh,
again, in honor of Friday the 13th, a movie directed by Ari Aster. Already came up earlier.
You better have been paying attention.
Okay, I'm ready.
You know, I think my answer for number 4 is either genius or totally idiotic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this is the first thing I
This
thought
is
of.
one person.
What?
What?
Can you repeat it? What was number 4?
Number 4 was a TV character known for being cool. For being cool.
I mean,
Oh, come on.
I can't think of
There
it.
are
come on.
quintessential ones.
I know, and that's why I'm at a loss here because I know
Well,
that
maybe we're not going to need it.
the one that I wrote down is embarrassing because I don't know why it popped in my head.
Maybe we're not going to need it. Here we go.
Oh, great.
All right, are we ready?
Yes.
A lie you told to get out of work.
3, 2, 1.
Sick.
Very good.
All right.
A store where you always spend too much money.
Meet me here.
3, 2, 1.
Costco.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
So, what'd you say?
I said grocery store.
Oh.
We're always talking about how we can't go to the grocery
Talked
store.
about Costco yesterday and how
Yeah.
you can't walk out of there with
I needed a
You're gonna buy a
specific
TV
name.
and a hot
less
dog.
than $400.
If you had both said
But is that
grocery, I
too
would've
much
accepted.
money or is it just right?
It's too much.
Target, Costco.
That's a little disappointing.
Walmart.
That's fine.
I apologize.
That's fine.
Because
Now, this next one could go one of two ways.
one of two ways is right, and I did scratch off the first one. And
Here we
went
go.
with the second
Oh,
one.
boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Come on, man.
A restaurant chain that gives you diarrhea.
3, 2, 1.
White
Taco
Castle.
Bell.
God dang. I wrote down
You both
taco.
are right. right. You both are right.
I wrote
right.
down Taco Bell, but I thought,
Both
man,
right,
White
both
Castle
wrong.
is more
All right,
famous for
we need
it.
to
So
sweep out
clean,
here.
it doesn't do that.
We need to sweep out here.
We're not gonna.
Go with the last question first.
Huh?
Okay, go with the last question first.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Okay. A movie directed by Ari Aster.
3, 2, 1.
Bo
is Afraid.
Very
Okay,
good.
so, just for dramatic purposes.
I'm sorry.
Hereditary, number one answer. But today, Bo is afraid. Name a TV character known for being cool.
Wait. Really?
Dude,
Chris ain't getting tickets, is he?
no, I don't think so. No. I blew this. Dude.
Maybe. You don't know.
I
blew
want
this.
everybody to say it on the count of 3.
Fine. I will count us down. 1.
No, count us down. That's we're counting
Oh,
up.
okay. You said, okay. All right.
I will count us
I
up.
didn't know. I thought you wanted a different count. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
The
Uncle
Fonz.
Jesse. What did you say?
I said Fonzie. Or the
What'd you
Fonz.
say?
You're right. It's the Fonz. Well, at
said
first I
Michael
wrote down Pink
Jackson?
Panther, and then I wrote down Bart Simpson, and then I said Uncle Jesse.
I mean, Uncle Jesse's
What?
a great answer, but
Sorry,
it's,
Chris.
I couldn't think-
Moon blew that for you.
The Fonz.
I apologize.
Jesse and the Rippers, one of my favorite bands of all time.
But the quintessential cool character.
And the quintessential diarrhea chain is White Castle. Everyone
Oh,
knows
it's Taco Bell, too.
They're
I mean,
too
you're both
clean.
right.
They're a
But
close
I-
second, but one takes the trophy.
Moon is right that White Castle is the diarrhea capital of the United
As far
States.
as pop culture goes, if you mention White Castle and you don't mention farty,
Also
gassy,
Taco
smelly,
Bell.
or poo-poo,
you could get
Not-
a
you're not
soft
running for
potato
the border,
taco
you're running
and
for
not
the
have
bathroom.
diarrhea.
I will take the loss on all of them except for that one.
I'm not. Well,
I blew the Pink Panther thing, or the Fonz thing.
I said that the diarrhea one could be one of 2.
Yeah. Sorry about the Costco thing, and
That's fine. It's
We're all off today.
I
It's
feel
fine.
bad.
You're done.
The Fonz.
You
was right.
lose, sir. You
You
lose.
like Chris.
Nothing.
You guys were right. I didn't think of it. Didn't hit me. Darn it.
all right, final contestant. Let's go to Joe. Hello, Joe.
Happy birthday, Riz.
Thanks, buddy. Scott hasn't played, so let's go Scott and pick somebody else.
We'll do Scott and Rafe.
Scott and Rafe.
Perfect.
Okay.
Hang on, Joe.
All right, we're lined.
Here we
Lock it
go.
in, brother.
You guys are locked in. And
King Scott, name a classic car model. A classic car model. Number 2, a tropical drink. A refreshing tropical drink.
Awesome. Okay.
A country in Europe. A famous American ship. A famous American ship.
Huh.
God, I don't know what he's going to say.
All right.
American ship.
We're going.
A horror movie villain with a regular guy's name.
Is that American?
A horror movie villain that's just got a regular guy's name.
This one's easy.
Oh.
It seems easy.
Is that 5? That is 5.
That's 5.
You need to go back, Danny?
Trying to think. I'm just
Which one are you hung up on?
the drink. I know that
Oh,
I have one, but I'm like, there's no way he's gonna.
Scott.
It's a good beach.
You have a tendency to think off
No, this one's simple.
this earth.
It's the beach one, but
Okay. Then go with it. Go with your heart. bud.
Okay, Lern.
What?
Famous Christian Bale movie, 3:10 to Yuma.
Yes, but
he
also
thinks differently than us.
I think
well, yeah,
correctly,
that's
you
what we
guys are
love
right.
about him. You
Hey,
have a
man,
beautiful
I'm not saying
mind.
it's not a. Yes,
just
it is a
told-
beautiful mind.
Hey,
Just
let's
it just
sweep out
operates
and prove them
differently.
all wrong, bud.
Yeah, let's
let's
do it.
sweep this out and prove them all wrong.
Okay, here we go.
I'll count it down.
A classic car model.
3, 2, 1.
Mustang.
I
Oh,
wrote
very
Mustang down
good.
too.
I thought you were going to do like Model T or something weird.
Bam.
Great
Very
answer.
classic.
All right.
Great
Number
answer.
2, a tropical drink.
3, 2, 1.
Pina
Mojito.
colada.
Oh,
Hey, Pina colada, yes.
Pina colada, was that the right? That's what I.
Yeah, that is the right answer. But mojito also is a very refreshing beach drink. But I think the most famous of the beach drinks is probably the pina colada.
Yeah, I don't know when you have it when you're not on a beach.
Okay.
But no, good answer though.
It's a good answer. Mojito's a good answer. Solid answer. Country in Europe.
3, 2, 1.
England. Oh,
Boy, we are in trouble now. We are in trouble. Okay.
3-10 to you, Matt.
No,
Here
we
we
got
go.
this.
France, huh?
Let's do the fifth question now.
Okay. A horror movie villain with a regular guy's name.
3, 2, 1.
Jason.
That's cool.
Could have been Michael.
I put Mike Myers.
I thought that. I
Yeah,
was.
but we said Jason
Freddy.
earlier. He's a dumb.
It's not as easy as it sounds.
No,
Freddy's a pretty
Charles.
regular.
That's a good. You guys matched on that.
Charles.
Good one.
What was
Didn't
that?
mean to press that. That was.
Someone said Jason first.
That was White Castle, right?
That was the-
Or was it Taco Bell?
Nights in White Castle.
The fart button next to the drum roll.
Yeah, and what's it say on it? It's called White Castle.
What is this button? Oh, that's
Oh,
Polo.
that's
Polo's coming in
Polo.
tomorrow, by the way.
Tomorrow. That's the siren for Polo. Okay.
That's
Polo will be
Taco
here
Bell.
tomorrow.
It's Taco Bell and White Castle right next to each other.
All right, guys,
Finally.
focus up.
Have we won or no?
No, you need to get this right.
Get this.
Oh, Lord.
A famous American ship.
3, 2, 1.
USS
Titanic.
Missouri.
What are you talking about? USS
It's not from
Missouri.
the U.S.
Hey, to be honest,
It's not from the US, it's from England.
US?
Nobody's thinking about that, Scott.
The USS Missouri.
Okay, but I didn't.
He
that,
said
in fact,
a U.S. ship, not an English ship.
that's a quick. What flag did the Titanic fly under?
Are you kidding me?
I don't know, man. It sank. And
Where,
that sucks.
where did it set sail from?
From England.
Southampton,
From England
England.
here. Was a British
England.
passenger
I honestly,
liner.
It's literally known as the
I had written
RMS.
down.
The RMS
Scott,
Titanic.
you know what? I'm going to give Scott the credit on that because I
least-
couldn't- and
Yeah, I should have said USS Missouri.
At
You're
least you
right.
had a
would've
correct
written- that's
answer.
what I
You're
wrote
right.
down.
That should have been the first ship that popped into my head.
It should be Pearl Harbor. It's Missouri.
I wrote the Missouri down
Easy.
too.
You did?
Yeah.
Your ass,
Yes.
you wrote the
Let me
Missouri
see.
down.
Yeah,
Show me that piece
your
of
ass
paper.
and my ass. Let me see.
Your hairy Italian ass. Yeah,
You said it right there. I seen
You
it.
did not.
I
You wrote
seen it.
Titanic.
That just now.
I did ask Moon though, like,
What did you write for real?
Titanic.
Okay.
RMS Titanic.
But
I just thought
I
that's
said it-
whether it was an American ship or not, that's what I thought he was going to say. I wrote the
Right.
Mayflower, which is also probably an English ship technically. But I was like,
That's.
sorry, Joe.
I went a little too literal. I
the
guess.
Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria.
I listened to the
I
question.
in my head though, I swear I had the Missouri.
It was ringing.
Somebody on the text
Well,
said,
we lost.
I said USS Missouri as well.
Thank you.
I bet. Wow,
Okay,
that's,
well, I
It's
apologize.
not a bad answer.
Thank
And
you.
another
Not a bad
person said,
answer.
Scott is right, the Missouri. There you go.
What happened on that? It was a very big ship.
And Learn, how dare you
They
think
signed
Scott
the-
would say something stupid?
Whoa, what does that mean?
You and I did a 180 flip there.
Sorry, Drew. Drew gets nothing.
Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, sorry, Scott. I didn't mean it.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We got a bunch of emails to get to. We got your emails here in a second. 2026 World Cup coming to a bunch of different cities right here in the U.S. I know L.A., Kansas City's one of the cities they'll be playing
That's awesome.
World Cup games in. So, Scott, you sent me this. See, I've never been to downtown Kansas City.
Oh, really?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you have. Didn't we
Have
go to Gas and Power and Light or Gas
Is
and Light?
that
or
considered
whatever?
downtown?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I've only been to Kansas City once.
The Power and Light District's downtown.
Is that
Power and Light,
downtown?
yeah.
And we went to the.
Didn't we go there together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to that brewery.
Okay, you got me there.
And
I,
remember,
I don't remember that.
and don't you remember we went to the Hallmark Museum and had a great time looking at
I
cards?
don't know much about downtown Kansas City. Is it a thriving area?
It's done a lot better. In like 2004, 2005, when we played that disastrous show with your favorite band, they had like just put in a whole bunch of different stuff. Like the city was investing, and we were talking to somebody like, "It's so weird, dude. It's like this really built up area, but there's nobody down here." And they say, "Well, the long term plan is within 10 to 20 years to really have a thriving downtown." And dude, it was like, wow. And being from St. Louis, it was like, oh wow, you're not trying to retroactively fix something. You're actually thinking about the future. And dude, I think it paid off huge.
Well, there's apparently a lot of empty downtown storefronts. And I guess Kansas City's trying to when people are coming into town, like, hey, we can't have empty storefronts.
This is so smart.
So they're doing this this thing called the Storefront Vacancy Revitalization Pilot Program. So I guess Seattle did this, where they're trying to turn vacant spaces into affordable micro retail spots. And they're offering tech support, working capital, and lease subsidies for artists and small businesses. So the plan is to fill those empty storefronts with new shops and energize the place just in time for the soccer crowds.
That's amazing.
It's so smart, man. This is a great idea.
So established businesses can apply for up to a year in a space with a $5,000 stipend and up to $25,000 in lease help. Artists and pop-ups can get up to 6 months with a $5,000 stipend and up to $1,000 per month for rent.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Learn, should we move to Kansas City and have an art gallery?
Yes.
That's amazing.
All right.
If they did that in St. Louis, I have a business that I've been working on right now that I cannot afford a storefront, but if I had this kind of help, it would inject just enough where I would have a shop.
But, yeah, sure, it's great they'll help you out, but if nobody's downtown, what does it matter?
Oh, if nobody's downtown because there's so many vacancies. If you fill these vacancies with things that bring people downtown, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
You got to cycle up or cycle down.
Because your friends are going to come to your shop. They're going to go to the next shop. Those friends will come over to yours. Blah, blah.
Think about what happened over in the district. Think about it. It was buzzing, and
No,
then
I
it
know,
wasn't,
I understand.
and nobody was going because there was nothing there. Everybody left because nobody was going. You had to have a full-on revitalization where
Well,
people
this
pumped in a
is-
whole bunch of stuff. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, this is because there's going to be a gazillion people coming to Kansas City with the
Yeah.
World Cup.
If they don't know better.
That's good.
This is
What I'm saying is this is great for aspiring businesses or small businesses that are looking for play. I mean, there's customers are coming in, and these guys are going to help you get a shop in front of the customers. This is awesome.
well, it's just great because you will get people in town for the World Cup next year. I think it's great, and it worked. It worked in Seattle, so Kansas City is another experimental site for this. We'll see if it works.
Let's do it here in St. Louis.
Yeah, I think
let's
so.
see what happens in Kansas City first.
Okay.
We've got all this. We've got all this Rams money that's sitting there, right? Don't
Yeah,
we?
I got in sports that we're using some of that Rams money.
I want them to pump it back into the landing. I miss getting drunk and having
thought they
heels
were
on
doing
in
stuff.
the landing.
I thought that was a thing they were doing already. I haven't heard anything about
No,
that
I haven't gone
recently.
down. Nothing about that. I've ever been down in the last, 10 years.
Do you remember that? And it was recently. There were batting around ideas of redoing the landing.
Right.
And I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
I think they
in a
need
while.
to tear down more buildings and put parking lots.
Here's a little bit about it
Nice.
then. The Arena Board in downtown St. Louis has unveiled an estimated $54 million renovation plan for the nearly 30-year-old dome at America Center, funded
Which is
by
great.
the
Yeah.
Rams settlement. Initial work, about $17 million, will upgrade escalators, outdoor signage, locker rooms, concessions, air filtration, office spaces, and even install bird deterrents over the next 18 months.
Which that place needs bird deterrents.
and then another bird deterrent.
biggest
Bird
complaint.
deterrent.
What a
Battlehawks are not going to be happy to hear that.
You're upset.
The remaining $37 million will be allocated over the following years to address further needs, allowing time to seek additional funding for the facility, requiring about $150 million in long-term upkeep.
I miss Morgan Street Brewery and having the little patio in between the front restaurant area and then the weird little back club. And I want to get hammered drunk again with rando bachelorette party chicks. That's all I want. Okay?
It sounds good
Give
in
this
theory,
girl
but you
what
wouldn't
she
go.
wants.
Well, no, we would go because
We would?
Yeah, we'd
dude,
start a
back
spaghetti
then there was the
factory.
sex shop,
going.
there was the wax museum, and there was Morgan Street, and it was awesome.
Joey
You're not
Beast.
going. This is a young person's game.
I will dress as a
You're
young
40
person.
years old, for God's sakes. And
I
you live in
know.
Ellisville.
I will put on a mini skirt and take one for the team.
It's over.
I love my life.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, y'all can kiss my ass. How about that? How about knowing
Good
that?
luck.
You're not going down to the landing.
See you there.
I would if there was a cool DJ.
It'd be like that scene. And what's the scene where this is 40, where she tries to go to the club and get to the front of the line?
Yeah.
Doorman.
Nah.
I can't
Yeah,
be-
Craig.
You're embarrassing yourself. Go home.
She's all pregnant. And you're all 40. She starts crying.
That's how I met Tina at Joey B's on the landing.
See what I mean?
Dang.
A
History.
long time ago, she worked there. That place, I think that place is still there, right?
I have no idea what's down there.
I haven't been down there, dude. I mean,
I thought a wall fell down at the Drunken Fish down
what's
there.
sad is the best streets in St. Louis, because of Fill My Hole, Missouri, Fill Mo Holes, is still the cobblestone streets of.
Yeah,
it's
it's
still the
all
least dangerous streets in St. Louis.
That's all.
My friends
holes.
lived above Joey B's, and it was like two broke comedians who some rich guy who was throwing them a bone and letting them rent this awesome apartment on the 5th floor of the old Judge building for nothing. It was like a one beautiful apartment. Should have been like a few $1,000s a month. They were getting it for like $600. And they still couldn't make their rent. They couldn't buy toilet paper, so they'd sneak down to Joey B's to steal the toilet paper and
Nice.
napkins. And that's how they met Tina.
You know,
And
if the
then,
Bartolino family found out about that,
Well, they
probably
know.
kneecaps would be broken.
Right.
Probably know now. I just said it. Well, good thing I didn't say their names, Steve Raines and Jake Sellers.
Oh,
Oh, gosh dang it. My bad, guys.
so that apartment probably overlooked the river.
Went the other way.
Oh, went the other
Back
way.
towards the landing.
Ah,
But you had to
Still
take, like, it was real cool. It felt like a sitcom. You had to take, like, a freight elevator
Yeah,
up to
nice.
it. One of those elevators that opens or whatever. They were the only thing on that floor.
That's
It's very
cool.
cool.
let's get to some emails. RizShow1057thepoint.com.
I was trying to find the This Is 40 script, because when he takes him aside, starts talking about it, he's like, I can't let some 40-year-old bitches up in here.
You're all busted.
That would set a precedent that we don't want.
Yeah, he's like, you're super hot and whatever, but like, come on, man, your mom. Let's see. Emails are brought to you by DraftKings at Casino Queen. Play, stay, and dine. Visit DraftKings at CasinoQueen.com for special promotions. You know what? Let's start here. Had a lot of people in the entertainment reviews, and this person said, please tell me one of you guys have watched On the Line with Mel Gibson. It's on Netflix, and it's so good. Edge of your seat. You have to see it. Report back soon. On the Line. Anybody ever heard of this?
On the line?
I've
On
heard
the
of
line.
Bird on a Wire.
Never.
Never
I don't
heard
know
of
who's in this.
Mel
Oh,
Gibson.
yes. He's a DJ. Mel Gibson's a DJ. Yeah, I did watch this.
Is it good?
I mean, he's
Did they
great
say,
in it. He's
"Happy
great in it. It's one of those
birthday,
films
Mel"?
that they almost had it. It almost had everything working. It just
No.
didn't. Nothing. They missed a little.
Nobody saw it.
Near miss, huh?
Yeah, but Mel Gibson's always awesome whenever he's hunting down people and being rad.
All right. In the do your research category, listening to your podcast yesterday, you ignorant statements on circumcision was insane. Circumcision is a form of mutilation and a human rights issue that takes place a day or two after childbirth. The foreskin has 10 to 20,000 nerve endings inside. Mutilating a baby when they have no say is absolutely a violation of the human right. Think before you make ignorant statements
Oh,
on circumcision.
Jesus.
Most babies in the U.S. are not circumcised anymore, and doctors don't even recommend it. P.S. Sex is
fun.
better with an uncut man. Just thought you should know. Love your
Have
show.
fun with your smegma. Look that up.
That's anecdotal at best.
Well, they say the majority of U.S. babies are not circumcised.
I'm just saying sex with an uncut man is an anecdotal experience.
Prove it.
I
Just because one turtleneck gave it to you right doesn't mean they all do it.
want to know.
Get out of here.
I want to know what the facts
Cool.
are.
Well, okay, so we won't cut the umbilical cord anymore either. We'll just let that.
Oh,
we'll just
no.
let mom walk around until that falls off naturally.
And then we'll make soup.
And
Oh.
it says most doctors don't even recommend. Well,
That might be true.
as a father of a son, that's not true. The two doctors I asked, because this was like a debatable thing, and I was like
Sure.
trying to do all the research and trying to search my moral heart and all
You're
these different things.
ignorant.
Like, I was like in there. I'm sure Scott was. I'm sure Riz was as well. And I remember the doctor saying, "Hey, man, it's really up to you." But
Well, listen, my kids are being raised Jewish, so it was not a question.
Do all Jewish people have to get circumcised?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
That's like a sacrament.
I see.
I wonder what the stats are, though.
Don't know.
Because I feel like I've known one guy born here that still is rocking the snapping turtle.
Well, I will say, as a heterosexual woman, I mean, I'm very curious. I've never had sex with a man that wasn't circumcised. So, I mean, to their point of saying it
What are you
was
curious
awesome.
about?
According to
I wonder
the
if it does
stats.
feel different.
According to 2020 CDC data,
Okay.
about 55% to 60% of newborn males are circumcised in the U.S.
So your data is incorrect.
Highest rates, 70 to 80% in the Midwest
Of uncircumcised?
of
No,
circumcised.
Okay.
That's right.
The highest circumcision rates are in the Midwest.
So I understand your argument.
Lowest in the South, which brings down the...
But maybe come in a little cooler and don't be throwing facts that aren't facts.
Also, I would imagine that most former babies, now men that are older, are probably thanking their parents to some degree for circumcised, so they don't have to do it later.
Well,
Yeah.
from what I hear, it gets dirty in there, and
Yeah,
it's like.
and
well,
when you ask the doctors, most of them, or at least in the Midwest, and the ones that I talked to, said, "Hey, it's a lot easier and it's a lot, less potential trouble."
I understand it's a debatable thing, but this person came in hot.
Yeah, coming hot with
When you
wrong
come in hot,
with the wrong stats there, bruv.
Being a woman, it's so weird to me that like,
I ain't mad
you're
about it.
born with a penis and then it looks different before you circumcise. Like, I'm putting air quotes like the normal penis emoji. You never see an uncircumcised wiener sticker on a car for fun. You know what I mean? Like
Not in Missouri.
I was served last night on TikTok this prank that you could buy these little dongs for, how you inflate your tire and you got to unscrew the little cap.
Yeah.
So it was a little penis that you could screw onto your buddy's tire
Oh, that's great.
instead of having that cap.
That's awesome.
And I thought, I'm going to buy some of these.
That is
But it was a
brilliant.
circumcised wiener. And it's like,
course.
maybe, I don't know. It's just strange, like, when women think about that, like, oh, you guys are born with something that gets changed.
It is a weird thing. I mean, it just in general, it's weird, and I think it's a discussion worth having. But coming in hot,
coming in hot,
Coming in
and
hot.
I
I
understand.
still love you.
I can understand the debate with it.
Me too.
And I'm not mad about the debate, but when you're coming in, you're ignorant. Shut the hell up.
like I said, I was really concerned.
You know what? You're fired.
I was
You're
Advocating
fired.
for
You're
little
fired.
babies.
Stop listening. Stop listening. I'm done. You're fired. What's this person's name? First name?
They did say at the end of that email that you and I were their favorite before you fired.
You're hired again.
Okay.
You're
Oh,
rehired.
there we
And
go.
we're back.
You are
Here we go.
rehired.
That's true.
I'm sorry. You're
It
back.
did feel a little hot.
Why, little.
The, violation of human right. Yeah, okay.
I will say, my wife at the time, her argument was for doing it when my son was born, was she's like, I've never even seen one that's not done this way, and I would hate for him to feel weird as a teenager or a 20-something,
Sure.
becoming sexually active and being the weirdo in the group.
I don't think that it's.
And I was like,
That
oh,
big
that's
of
an
a deal.
interesting take. I had not
Interesting
thought of it.
take.
But it was a legitimate take, and I
Sure.
respected it.
Nobody that's uncircumcised should feel bad. I'm
Nobody
not
should
saying-
wiener shame.
No wiener shame ever. I mean, it's guys, it's all good. Dude, it's all good. Learn how to dance. Thanks. That's all we really want. We just want somebody to dance with, you freaking idiots.
So you can get away with anything
We're not all
down there?
thinking penis, like the whole
She
time.
wants somebody. She wants another 40-year-old to go down to Morgan Street
That's
and
right.
dance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
with her.
So Justin Timberlake can get away with anything down there?
Listen to me. I have a busload of feral women that are probably older than me that are ready to activate.
We have a
at any
party bus gassed up
moment.
and ready
So
to
you're
go.
telling
We are
me-
going to goat yoga. We're going to go scream in a field, and we're going to Morgan Street. Ladies, get your strappy heels on. It's on.
I
Looking-
love to
looking
dance. I
for-
could have had my foreskin this whole time.
Looking for uncut fellers to
Hell
tick
yeah.
off their
Hey,
bingo card.
So speaking of the landing, Ryan here on the instant feedback says, "Howdy,
All right.
I work on the landing and I'm part of the development that's gone down here.
Okay.
There's there's cool stuff called the Cobblestone Market that's open.
Okay.
Currently working to bring back the landing a little bit to the glory days. There are 120 active apartments that are occupied.
Okay. I
The
can't.
landing is rolling, and they're in the process of bringing back more retail.
Okay. I love the retail. I love the market. Where are the clubs?
Didn't say anything about the clubs.
That's what I mean.
Give the lady what she wants.
You want the money? We got it. Give us what we want. So many good times.
She wants to get her high heels stuck between two cobblestones.
And cry about it. Yes. Full experience.
Next,
Oh, next email?
next email, yes.
Okay, let's go to this one. Well, we'll stay on the subject of sausages, if you will.
Okay.
I'm a former Whole Foods butcher. All of our sausages, including brats, were ground and seasoned right there in the store, using the same pork as what you would see in the case. So remember we were talking about what hot dogs and bratwursts are made of, and are we worried about that kind of stuff? Because I was, once I learned about the hot dog thing.
Well,
it
it's a
kinda
lot of like
turned me off.
trimmings from
I don't like that word.
Now,
trimmings.
this person says, If we didn't have enough misshapen or extra pieces from cutting pork chops and steaks, etc., we just cut up some whole pork shoulders and boneless pork loins to add to the mix. Literally nothing sketchy about any of it.
No,
I
no,
guarantee
I
it's the same process at Schnucks and Dierberg's. No quality grocer is getting cases of questionable meat to mix in with their sausage grinds.
Yeah. If they're cutting, pork loins and stuff, to make them a certain weight so they can package them up, they're taking the trimmings and they're going to ground them down and put them and season them up and throw them in the casing.
I cannot speak for prepackaged brats, but just talking about standard grocery store butcher department. Have a great weekend. You know what? And I really appreciated that email because I had a bratwurst when I was in Canada, and I very vividly remember this feeling like, you know what? This is legit. It's okay. I'm not getting the nasties.
So I get,
Canada,
we buy a half a cow every year, and we get a certain amount of ground beef. And the ground beef we get is trimmings from all the steaks we get and all the other parts of the cow. So in my ground beef, it could be filet, it could be ground chuck, it could be, and that's what they do normally with sausage at a good butcher is the trimmings from what's left over that they can't package up, they'll ground down. Thank you. Next.
Thank you.
Hey, on one of your shows a few weeks ago, you guys talked about the perfect amount of vacation days, saying that it was 11.
Yeah.
Well, my family of 4 just got home from a 10-day Grand Canyon vacation, and I was excited it was going to be the perfect amount. But guess what?
Too much.
It was way too long.
Way too long.
By day 8, we were all ready to come home. 10 days,
Totally
way
get that.
too long. Long-time listener.
Totally
Laura.
get that.
It depends on what you're doing. If you're going to one place, I would say 11 days is far too much. But you gotta do other things.
I want to volunteer myself for the
For the
show here.
option.
Well, you can't just, if you were in a group of people and you're just sitting in one place for 11 days,
Can
you're
get
going to
bored.
kill each other.
Yeah,
But I'll
I'm not a fan
volunteer
of that.
myself. Why don't we send me down to Cancun for 11 days just to see if it's boring or
Okay.
what, and then I'll come back
As
and then
long
we
as
can try
you're-
5 days and I'll compare it.
As long as you got stuff to do.
See, and that's the thing. So my kids have been ruined on beaches, and it's because every year they go on a vacation with the other side, and it goes, and this is according to them. They go and they stay in one place, and it always has a beach involved. And they always come home going, I don't want to go to the beach the rest of the year. We don't want to do it.
They're all maxed out.
Yeah, so it makes it difficult, for us because I'm like, how does a kid get beached out? You know what I mean? But it's because it's one place for X amount of days. And I think that happens anywhere. If we take the kids for 10 days anywhere, they're done by day 4.
I think the beach is for older people anyway, though. We think of the beach differently. Like the kids, the first couple of days, like, oh my gosh, let's jump in the waves, make a sandcastle, bury my brother, all that. Like adults need the beach because there's something psychologically relaxing about being there, and we could just sit there for hours.
Oh, I hate bringing the kids to the beach because and they're at an age now where
They can entertain
They get bored
themselves.
quickly.
they'll just go off and do their own thing. But when they
Right.
were younger, oh God, leave me alone, please. Please. That's why every other year we'd go on our own vacation
That's good.
and have like the grandparents come over and watch them.
Yes.
You had this story that I noticed about like the amount of time that adults get to themselves every day. I read this yesterday, and it was kind of interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Hold that thought.
Okay.
Let's take a break. Thank you for the emails. I'll tell you.
Travel plays into this, I would like to add, by the way. I've said that before, but your travel days matter. How long did it take to get where you are?
It sounds
That'll
like you flew there.
change. That will change the amount of days you want to be there. Because you don't want 10-hour travel days super close together. And I promise you,
Yes.
Well,
Well,
you
if
do
you're
8
going-
days, and day 1 and day 8 are 10 to 12-hour travel days,
Right.
you're going to wish you had a
It
couple
depends
extra
on
days.
where you're going. If you're going to Hawaii and it's going to take,
100%.
13 hours to get there.
Of course.
You need some time in between. All right, thank you for the emails. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Yeah, and this is interesting because the average American gets how much time to themselves every day? And I'm telling you, it's minutes.
It's going to blow your mind.
Well, everyone has stuff they want to do in their, quote unquote free time, but not everyone has the free time to do it in. So this is according to a new report. The average American gets 9.5 hours to themselves every month.
Wow.
9.5 hours to themselves every month. That's 570 minutes, but it breaks down to about 2 hours and 20 minutes per week or just 20 minutes per day.
That's wild.
What's getting in the way?
I believe it.
Family obligations, work commitments, financial constraints, social obligations, and the number one thing, guilt.
Well, you know what? And a lot of that
Guilt.
time is probably on the toilet. Think
Oh,
about
you
it.
Are we
think so?
counting?
You know, you're just in there doing your thing. That's why so many people sit on the toilet for too long, get hemorrhoids.
Do you get to
So-
count that?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like
Time
that
to
doesn't
yourself?
count. I mean, I understand how it should.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
how
where
it
time
could,
really
but-
passes.
but it shouldn't. You know,
Yeah.
10 minutes of that is 10 minutes that I force myself to take in the morning before I even come in here.
I want my legs to fall asleep.
I don't want you guys to be forcing anything while you're in there.
No, you pop a hemorrhoid. But yeah, people are willing to cough up some major cash for a full day of peace and quiet. So the average American would pay $2,500 for a totally free day. And parents, so throw parents in there, they'd be willing to pay almost $4,000 for a totally free day, no commitments, nothing, just to themselves.
Yeah.
And that's how desperate parents are to taste some freedom. $4,000.
I hope you find some peace,
Damn.
parents.
All right, stay there. We'll take one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up. All right, that is it for us. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you check out the clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring if you missed anything, or, of course, the podcast brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Today's podcast is titled,
The Quintessential Cool Character.
okay,
And of course, we're talking about Scott Rizzuto.
Yeah.
appreciate that. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Yep.
Save that for later. All right, what else, Moon?
A huge thank you to Lion's Choice. It is National Roast Beef Day. Happy holiday. Happy holiday.
National Roast Beef
They
Day.
And also with
some.
you.
They dropped off some roast beefs, and I ate 5 of them. So
Thank you for the sandwiches.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
So I got a show coming up Saturday. Teenage Dirtbags, Sparta, Illinois, Rotten Apple Fest. Look up Rotten Apple Fest on Facebook. The Teenage Dirtbags is playing. Josie Scott from Saliva, Tantric. I mean, it's going to be a rockin' show. Is every year. Last year, Alien Ant Farm. A couple other bands were out there. Rotten Apple Fest this Saturday. Dirtbags go on at 5. I believe the doors open at 2:30. So it's gonna be a heck of a show. I'll see you at Sparta, Illinois, Rotten Apple Fest this Saturday.
Learn.
I just want to say, because I'm off tomorrow, happy Father's Day to all of you
Thank you.
guys. And
Thank
happy
you.
Father's Day to my stepdad, Jerry, who I love very much. And to all the dads listening. So have a great holiday.
Enjoy Heart tonight.
I will.
It's going to be great.
so
Want a full
excited.
report on Monday.
I will.
Rafe.
No notes from me.
All right, King Scott.
Hey, follow me, King Scott Rules. You guys have a wonderful, super duper day.
Thank you, Scott. You as well.
Welcome. Thank you.
Join me at the IndyCar race, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 on Sunday, where I'll be the Grand Marshal, and we'll be at the Turn 4 Bommarito Experience pretty much all afternoon long. So get your tickets, go to bommarito.com, and we'll see you at the racetrack on Sunday. All right, we'll leave you with a selection from our Teamers Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. From Hillsborough, Missouri, Nicole Hosang is our Team Member of the Day.